Warning: the following content contains strong language and may not be suitable for children. This content is primarily for adults, as this is a trucking channel and truckers have filthy mouths. Please don't tweak if I say. Viewer discretion is advised.
Stay nice, same chair, same ground, right there. Turn it on, lean in close, this that. Welcome to the mark, the mentor show, where the plans turn real and the hustlers grow. Talk money, talk mindset, talk get it, let's go. If you came from the bottom, it's the road you know. It's the mark, the mentor show. Every loss, every lesson, turn it all to gold. From the late night notes to the sold out goals. Say the name one time so the whole world know.
Whoa, the mark, the mentor show. Whoa, the mark, the mentor show. Whoa, the mark, the mentor show.
The mark, the mentor show.
Sweet.
What's up? Come on in, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications. In need of commercial insurance for your semi-truck, box truck, or cargo van business, there's a link in the description below for Log Rock. Up for renewal, looking for a more affordable insurance solution for your semi-truck, box truck, cargo van business. Make sure you click that link in the description below. Phone number in the description below as well for Log Rock, sponsor the channel. Come on in. Make sure y'all guys click that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all notifications. What's going on? Ooh, we looking light today. What's going on today? A holiday or something? Ooh, excuse me. What's today? A holiday? YouTube ain't sending my notifications out. I thought this would be a hot topic. All right, we'll see. Nonetheless, we're going to keep it going. How's everybody doing? Make sure you guys come on in, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications. Shout out to Pippi. Shout out to the moderators in the building. Shout out to William Sweet, representing Jacksonville. Shout out to Drew. What's good? MGM Gang. Shout out to SD Walk, MGM Gang. The Beats. All right. Ooh, it's light right now. Maybe it'll pick up later. I don't know. Maybe the topic ain't. You know, the reason why I chose this topic today is because the last two shows, people have asked me, or people have come up and asked or said or stated that the cargo van business is saturated. This is why I wanted to talk about it. And I wanted to do a deep dive analysis because the last two shows, I got asked that question. So this is why I said, you know what, we'll just do a deep dive. So I thought it was going to be interesting. Well, okay. Well, nonetheless, we still going to do the show. Shout out to Edie. Shout out to D Block, MGM Gang in the building. Shout out to 2.1 Zoo, baby. All right, let's get it started. All right, so boom. Do I got a monologue? Is this something I wanted to talk about in the monologue? What has happened in the past day? What have I seen? Nonetheless, let's just get straight into the show. All right, so boom. Cargo van business. People have been saying it's saturated. Now, me personally, I don't think it's saturated. You know what I'm saying? I'll kind of go into depth of why I don't think it's saturated. What I think people are dealing with is not understanding how to navigate in a sector. I think you got people that came in during the bubble and the bubble has corrected and they frustrated, or you got people that were consuming content from the bubble or from the growth, right, of the cargo van business as far as the gig economy is concerned, and that bubble has burst, right? I think, I know that ecosystem has hit its peak and it has leveled out. And I think people are watching that type of content from that time period and they're getting in expecting something else. And they just haven't They just don't know how to navigate. Like, listen, business is not easy. There's going to be some periods of during your business journey where it'll seem like you got shit on autopilot and everything is just going your way. And then there's going to be times where you got to really navigate. You got to put your thinking cap on. Your thinking cap should always be on. It's going to be more navigating and critical thinking and problem solving more than just autopilot. And I just think a lot of people that are coming in today, they just want this instant gratification. It just don't work like that. So let's talk about oversaturation. We're gonna get straight into it. I'm not gonna waste no time. I've been kind of just jumping straight into things lately. And let's just get straight into it. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications. All right, so boom. Cargo van. Is it oversaturated? Now, I already know the answer, but we're gonna walk through some things. And I'm just gonna, go over this shit with you. Cargo vans, light commercial vehicles, right, have become one of the most talked about segments in logistics. To be honest with you, just from a content creation space, when I do cargo van and box truck content, there's way more interest in cargo vans than box trucks. Way more. It's not even close. There's way more interest in cargo vans than box trucks. A lot of it has been fueled by, obviously, growth of e-commerce over the past decade and a half. A lot of it has been fueled by the gig economy, last mile delivery, and the explosion of just independent operators who have been led into business ownership, be your own boss. So the barrier to entry into logistics is low, and then depending on the niche, it can come down. So obviously the barrier to entry coming into, as far as the cargo van business, is lower than the box truck. So a lot more people come in, and cargo vans have been, celebrated as a gateway in logistics entrepreneurship. I tell people all the time, especially since I've been in this space of creating content for these past almost 4 years now, and I can kind of see the types of individuals that come in. I can, from the conversations I have, I think most people that are coming in should probably start with a cargo van. I think if more people started with what they can afford, the success rate would be a little bit higher than what it is. I think the box truck business is just way too advanced for people as far as their acumen is concerned. And a lot of people that come in just do not have enough working capital to master that learning curve with their business acumen. Like, a lot of people not doing enough research. And then people that do the research, when you see me talk to them, a lot of people, the shit just ain't clicking. And I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm transparent all the time. Now, it's not meant for everybody. Everybody just can't be a boss. So, but the cargo van is a sector that, the barrier to entry is low, and I see more people have success in the cargo van business than the box truck business. But now lately it's being criticized for being oversaturated and a low margin business. Now, if you've been watching my channel, I've always said the cargo van business, the margin is lower than the box truck. I've talked about contracts that I've ran, cargo vans or box trucks, 16 footers for cargo van style contracts like Office Depot. But I was able to capitalize by doing bulk runs because I'm in a populated, dense market, Chicago. So I was able to run a large portion of the fleet that I was doing for Office Depot with 16 footers. I had some vans in there, but we were doing public schools and big plants, GM plants, and big hospitals. So these places are ordering pallets of paper, pallets of copy paper. All right. So, but the margins are very small, but the opportunity is there. The reason why a lot of people are saying it's oversaturated now is because the market has corrected itself. The bubble is over with. I think that growth of e-commerce, I think it hit its stride during the pandemic around 2022. I think the pandemic just, eventually if you take the pandemic out of the equation, eventually that ecosystem was going to peak. Everything peaks. The pandemic just made it peak sooner. And then it was going to correct. Same thing with the gig economy. Now, if you've been watching this channel, I told you guys it was going to peak. And it peaked last year. The gig economy peaked last year. The growth is eventually, it's just like, look at it like this. Look at the music industry. Let's look at Spotify. I just want to kind of, because it's business. We talk business over here. The record industry just had exponential growth as far as streaming like the past 10 years, and the streaming growth as far as people signing up has slowed down. Why? Because all the music that existed prior to streaming, when the streaming started, all of that music is now on streaming. So the only new items that are coming on streaming platforms are new music that's being released. See, when all the previous music wasn't on there, it was still adding. It was still adding. And that was bringing growth. I remember looking for certain albums on streaming platforms 7-8 years ago, and certain records, certain albums weren't on there. I remember specifically looking for Murder Was the Case soundtrack, and it wasn't on there. I remember looking for some Jay-Z albums. Certain Jay-Z albums weren't on there. The Jay-Z albums that he owned or the ones he didn't own weren't on there. Murder Was the Case wasn't on there until Stoop bought Death Row, and then he put all those albums. Or you could look at it like Netflix. Before everybody had Netflix, while everybody was subscribing to Netflix, the growth kept going. Everybody has Netflix now. So although they make a lot of money per month because of the subscriptions, the sign-up growth has slowed down. Does that make sense? So now look at it from e-commerce. People who weren't accustomed to buying things online are buying things online now. So when something is new, e-commerce is new, and you have people that are just traditional and they used to going to the store and buying things, mattresses, furniture, things like that, and those people are still going into the stores, buying things, and slowly people are converting from their old traditional way of doing things to e-commerce. That growth is steady going up. Now, once we hit a peak when majority of the people are now using e-commerce, that bubble, that organic growth has hit a peak, and then it settles. And that's what happened with e-commerce. That what happened with the gig economy, right? So now when things kind of settle, you got all these people that were on the platform that were, not having to fight so hard because there was just so much new growth. And now that things have kind of settled, and then also consumer buying behavior has kind of shifted, people have less money. You got all these people on a platform competing for less opportunity, and it's not that exponential growth that had been going on for the past decade and a half, right? So that's what's going on with the cargo van market. Now, there's plenty of opportunity. It's just you have to know how to navigate. Now, it's not as easy as it once was. So we can't just be saying the market is saturated because you're not doing the work. You gotta really study what's going on. So let's look at it from an economic perspective. All right, so we're gonna look at it from a macro perspective, right? Macro, all right, micro. So you got economics, you got macroeconomics, you got micro. Micro is from a more individualistic perspective. Macro is from a holistic perspective. So we want to look at it from the big picture, not an individual picture, which is microeconomics. We want to look at it from a macro uh, economic perspective. So let's start with the global market environment, and let's just see what it looks like. Let me share my screen. Let me move this out the way. All right. So cargo van market size. The global cargo van market was estimated at $92.7 billion in 2025. The market is expected to grow to $97.4 billion in 2026. All right, to $152 billion in 2035. Compound annual growth rate of 5.1 according to latest reports published by Global Market Insights. Cargo van market key takeaways. Now, this is the research that if you're in a cargo van, you should be doing. You can't be saying things are saturated, because when you say things are saturated, I'm gonna throw shit back at you, but I'm gonna show you the data. Market growth. Market size and growth, 2025 market size, USD 92.7. Estimated 2026, 97.4. All right, it's going to shrink a little bit. Why? The economy, right? But once the economy rebounds in the future, right? And fuck the rebound. Over time, people are going to just get more accustomed to buying shit online. There's still a bunch of people, believe it or not, that don't buy shit online. My mother is one of them. You still got a lot of boomers that do not do shit online. You still got some older Gen Xers that haven't converted over. Eventually, they're going to have to convert over. Because a lot of these brick and mortars that they still frequent are going to continue to close. Walgreens is closing all over the place. Eventually, senior citizens are going to have to order their prescription online. There's still going to be some Walgreens and some CVS's that they can go into. But eventually, the more they close Walgreens and shit like that, they're going to have to convert to an online model. By 2035, forecast market size, $152.9 billion. So more people are going to have to transition over to purchasing things online. All right. Key market drivers, growth of urban logistics and last mile delivery. Last mile delivery is going to continue to grow from a small parcel, from medical to auto parts to groceries to just whatever. It's going to continue to grow. Expansion of e-commerce and organized retail. E-commerce is going to continue to expand because you got companies like Amazon that are already and continuously trying to get you your items sooner. So they're going to have to do micro fulfillment centers in certain areas so that they can have that turnaround time and get that turnaround time smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Fleet renewal and efficiency improvement. Adoption of alternate power chains. Now, some of the challenges, high vehicle acquisition costs. As time goes on, vehicles are going to continue to get more expensive. That's just what it is. Obviously, if you're old enough to know, you've been buying vehicles for whatever the last 20, 25, 30, 40 years, you know, shit just gets more expensive. Urban congestion and parking. That's just something that you can't, that's uncontrollable. The beautiful thing about being in a large market, the opportunity is going to be there. The downside is you're going to deal with traffic. It's just what it is. Opportunity, electrification, commercial fleet vehicles, right? You already see those rolling onto the market. You got the E-Transit. You got some other electric vans, the Rivian. The Rivian isn't available for consumers. But I think eventually Rivian will put that van that they have, that Amazon has. Eventually, I think they'll open it up for consumers to buy. I hope they do, because that'll be better for me, because I have a huge stake in Rivian. Uh, Growth in cold chain and specialized logistics, right? I always talk about specialized logistics. You guys don't want to do it because you don't want to touch anything, but the opportunity is there. I shout out John. He started with a cargo van like a year and a half ago, an older 2005, either a GMC Savannah or a Chevy Express, and he's 3-4 vehicles in now, doing specialized. Does fitness equipment, does full gyms, making a bag. In a year and a half, he's went from one van, a 20-year-old van, doing roadie XD to 3-4 vehicles. I forgot if he's at 3 or 4 now. Cargo vans and box trucks, doing fitness equipment. Not like one-offs like a Peloton here. No, he's doing full gyms. So these are projects. It may take a couple days. You're doing full gyms. Market isn't saturated. It's just a lot of people don't want to do the things where the money is at. A lot of people want to compete in the niche, but they want to compete in the part of the niche where everybody is competing, because they don't want to do the extra work. Expansion in emerging markets. I can still stay on this fitness equipment with all the buildings that are being built, all the high rises, all the new condo buildings. And for the people who just aren't well versed as far as real estate is concerned, a big selling point from a rental aspect or for a purchasing aspect from a condo is amenities. Every building has to have a gym now. Not only a gym, a state-of-the-art gym. So with what John is doing, it's great. He's in New York. Things are going up, and every place has to have a gym because it's a selling point, amenities. And one of the top amenities is a workout facility in the building. This is why he's growing, listening, being in the Discord, following the blueprint, and the people who want to focus on the easy shit is talking about saturation, which that's not even saturated, to be honest with you. So from a macro level, from a holistic perspective, I see a lot of growth. I agree. And I just gave you an example. Demand for cargo vans is going to continue to expand steadily. It's not going to shrink. And it's going to be tied to broad logistics trends like e-commerce. Last mile delivery. I don't see the saturation. I just see people complaining because they don't want to work. And not the physical work, the mental work. Well, a combination of the mental work and the physical work. There's a whole sector of individuals that still have not converted over to e-commerce. Now let's look at the demand for as far as the drivers and why vans are needed, because the expansion it's not random. It's tied to fundamental shifts on how goods move. So we're going to talk about e-commerce a little bit more, and the last mile explosion. All right, let's pull this up. Let me get that. Let's share. All right, so this is the part where most cargo vans. Hold on. Let's see. Where most cargo vans operate. So the global last mile delivery market size was estimated at 132 billion in 2022 and is anticipated to reach 258 billion by 2030, growing at a CAGR of 8.8, compound annual growth rate of 8.8 from 2023 to 2030. Key drivers propelling the market growth include rising consumer expectations for same day or next day delivery. Just talked about it. Amazon is already working in Philly, Seattle, even in some parts of Chicago, they've already rolled out the 30-day delivery. I mean, the 30-minute delivery, I'm sorry. As time goes on, people are going to want their shit sooner. I think Amazon talked about getting your shit to you in 15 minutes. I think that's eventually their goal. The imperative for real-time tracking and visibility, the ascent of on-demand services, and the challenges posed by urban congestion and sustainability considerations. Key market trends and insights. North America led the overall market in 2022 with more than 31% of the market share. Asia is expected to expand notably of a CAGR of 11.1. By service type, the B2C, which is business to consumer segment, led the market and accounted for more than 70% share of the global revenue in 2022. By technology, non-autonomous segment led the market and accounted for 98% share of the global revenue in 2022. By application, retail, and e-commerce segment led the market, accounted for more than 57% of the global revenue in 2022. All right, so now market size and forecast. 2022 market, 132.7 billion. Projected for 2030 market share, 258.6 billion. North America was the largest market in 2022. All right, so you're looking at, from a last mile perspective, projected 258.7. Consumers are going to want faster delivery as time goes on, reinforcing the need for flexible, nimble delivery assets like cargo vans. Why do you think a part of the reason why a lot of people complain, like roadie and shit like that, like long are the days where you can go pick up some orders at roadie and there'll still be orders there and you can go deliver those orders that you picked up, and those same orders that were still there when you picked those orders up 30, 40 minutes ago are still there, and you can go back and get those orders. That shit is over with. The more vehicles they bring on, they want to get people their shit quick. That's why a lot of the peak season shit you've seen go down. Why? Because if there's 50 orders at a store, they're going to have 50 cargo van guys come pick one up so that all 50 customers can get their shit around the same time quick. It's not going to be 2 or 3 having to deal with those 50 orders, and you get as many as you can, you drop those off, you go back, you get some more, you drop those off and come back. Nah. If it's 50 orders, we got enough people on the platform, on the network, to come pick each order up and go drop it off. It's about time. They're not thinking about maximizing your profitability. They're thinking about turnover, getting the consumers their shit quicker, but it's going to offer more opportunity for you. In short, cargo vans are going to remain indispensable for modern day delivery. Opportunity is still going to exist. It's going to be more opportunity. Now let's look at it from just the U.S. perspective. Let's look at it just from the U.S. perspective, as far as the van market share, growth, industry analysis. let me see. I thought I had it pulled up. Or was it? Did I pull it up? Hold on a second. Oh, yeah, here you go. Let me blow it up. All right, so understanding saturation, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about saturation in a minute, but there is a lot more vans, obviously, but then there's still a lot of demand. Obviously, there's millions of vehicles on the road in the U.S. I think the estimate is 5.2 million vans across the United States that are operating from a light duty commercial perspective as far as delivery, fleet service, utility work, etc. And vans count for 70% of urban delivery routes. Obviously, there's more vans locally doing delivery than there are trucks. 588 to 900 and something owner operators in the U.S. depending on the method, that we're counting. Many of these owner operators are operating delivery vehicles like cargo vans. So let's look at it from this perspective. I already got it pulled up. More than 71% of logistics companies use vans for last mile delivery, and 64% of urban freight relies on vans for mobility. Major market restraint: around 29% of fleet operators report rising maintenance costs, and 31% cite emissions restrictions as operational barriers. More than 42% growth in electric vans and 35% adoption of connected fleet telematics influence new purchases. Regional leadership: Europe holds 36% of market share. Let's see. The van market is shaped by strong demand from logistics, e-commerce, urban freight mobility, and passenger transport. Global van product exceeds 6.7 million units annually, supporting more than 62% of last mile delivery. E-commerce expansion drove van utilization by 28% between 2020 and 2024, with more than 470 million daily parcel deliveries worldwide. Around 35% of new fleet purchases in North America and Europe include telematics-equipped vans that improve route efficiency. More than 470 million parcels are delivered daily worldwide. Vans compete in 62% of last mile transport. 62% of last mile transport is vans competing. E-commerce represents 21% of retail sales globally. More than 2.3 million delivery vans operate across urban centers. Light-duty vans improve delivery efficiency by 18 to 22% compared to trucks in congested cities. More than 35% of logistics companies expanded van fleets in the last year, with 12.8 million commercial vehicles sold annually. Increasing consumer delivery expectations. Rising e-commerce strongly supports van market analysis. Global van market share by 2035. Light duty, cargo van. Light duty vans represent 62% of share of total van sales, exceeding 4.1 million global units annually. They carry payload capacities up to 1,500 kg and dominate e-commerce logistics, which competes for more than 470 million daily parcel deliveries. Around 58% of urban deliveries rely on light duty vans due to United States. So all the market research and the data research kind of coincides with what I forecast. E-commerce is going to continue to grow. E-commerce is going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to grow. So now what I want to do is, since we looked at some shit, what I want to do now is I want to talk about saturation. I want to talk about saturation. Make sure you come on in, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications. If things were saturated while our package is still being delivered, warehouses are still full, You got retailers that are still, not all retailers, but some retailers are still expanding. So is the real problem saturation? We need to break this down. And I think a lot of the people that call up and they talk about saturation, they're thinking, they're not looking at this shit from a logical perspective. As far as forecasting, like I just did, they're looking at it from an emotional situation or perspective based on whatever trials and tribulations that they're dealing with currently in their cargo van business. So what does saturation even mean? Because I think people throw the word around without really understanding it. Or I think the cargo van people that are struggling right now are using the word saturation like the box truck guy said, yo, they keep taking cheap freight. You just saying something, just to be saying something because of frustration. Or you're hearing other people say it. And it's got to be something that's trending, because the last 2 shows, people have called up and said, Mark, this is oversaturated. Oversaturation means, or saturation means, the supply exceeds the demand. So supply in this situation would be drivers exceeding demand for freight to the point where margins collapse and opportunity disappears. The opportunity is there. It's less opportunity than it was a few years ago, but the opportunity is still there. And that's what true saturation looks like. And that's what it really, really, really means. The opportunity is still there. So you got to ask yourself, are loads still moving? Are retailers still shipping? Absolutely. Are 3PL still onboarding people? Absolutely. Amazon DSP is still hiring. Local final mile companies are still contracting. Why? The market exists. It's just the easy money phase is gone. The easy money phase is gone. You let people sell you on this gig shit. And these people we see online now around this time, because they know it's tax season, that to just give you the surface level information of what this shit really entails. It still is a business, and you got to compete, and you got to think, and you got to be smart, and you got to analyze, and you got to forecast. It's no different than any other market. The easy money is gone. It's over with. The time period where you can just get a cargo van and just get a few apps and the demand just was so much, it just absorbed your ignorance. That shit is over with, bro. So let's talk facts. And I hate to keep going back to this shit, because the shit is just, but this is the shit that got people fucked up mentally. E-commerce was already trending in an upward trajectory, but eventually it was going to pop. Every new industry has exponential growth until it peaks. Every new industry. For the people that are old enough, the dot-com bubble, all through the 90s, and then when it peaked, a lot of people went broke. A lot of people got rich. But eventually it was going to peak. Couldn't keep going forever. Right now we're in an AI bubble. Eventually the bubble is going to burst. The big reason the stock market is performing well in a bad economy is because of this bubble. And to me, this bubble is all based off of the hype of one person, then I'm really not buying it, but I'm a smart investor. If there wasn't an AI bubble right now, I don't think the market would be performing as good as it is. This market is performing well because of one sector. But eventually that bubble is going to burst. The housing market bubble burst. The e-commerce bubble burst. It peaked. People quit their jobs. Remember last year, a lot of people were on YouTube complaining at certain content creators about how they quit their jobs and they bought these vans. And then when the market corrected itself, right, because it climaxed, people were mad. Remember like 2-3 years ago, forget the box truck, we're talking about cargo vans. People were quitting their jobs saying they're going to be full-time giggers, and they were going to get a cargo van just to run road. Remember, there was people that were actually quitting their jobs, buying new and used vans just to do gig work. Now, granted, that ecosystem was steady growing. Go back 10 years ago for another sector of the gig economy, rideshare. That little ecosystem had its rise up. Then it climaxed. Why do people think things are going to last forever? They're not. Especially when something is new, it's eventually going to pop. Amazon. About 3 decades of exponential growth. And then Amazon hit its peak in 2022. Amazon had 3 decades of exponential growth. A big reason why they had such a long run as far as the growth rate was because of the different sectors that Amazon ventured into. They started with books. Then once they realized, we can do this with everything, they went from books to everything. They built a robust logistics network. So now they went from books to everything. So books to everything, more revenue. More importantly, more money for the shareholders. From books to everything to building a robust logistics network, more money. Building an even better robust logistics network, more money. Getting into media, more money. Getting into healthcare, more money. Black Swan event, pandemic, more money. Climax, settle. At one point, Amazon stock was trading at $3,500 a share. Before the split, 20-1. Stock isn't growing at the rate. It's still a great investment to have, but it's not performing like it was during that time period exponentially. Still a great stock to have. So we're just talking about what happened when people are saying it's saturated, and it's not. We have to bring people back down to reality. Because the people that you're listening to, they're really not business people, bro. They can't articulate this shit to you like how Big Mark does it. Because they don't know. They don't understand. They were complaining just like you. They don't know why DoorDash is not dashing anymore. What did we see last year? You saw me realize it on a live stream. I said, these niggas is really, really fucking hung up over this shit. And I had to get to the bottom of why were they so brainwashed? Why this shit is going down. Y'all seen the light bulb pop in my head on a live stream. The first thing I did when all that hysteria was going, I went straight to Dash. And I saw something. While they were going this way, the real money was going that way. Now, that's going to go over some people here, and I'm not going to go into what I'm trying to explain. But the people that know, they know. You bought vans. Obviously, the barrier to entry for a cargo van is low. I suggest you buy a van before you get a box truck, especially if you don't have enough working capital and your business acumen isn't there, because I think a box truck in today's society is really, really advanced for most people. You came in with the cheaper insurance, which is great. At that particular time, gig apps were steadily and readily available, and there was plenty of opportunity. So obviously, naturally, when something looks easy, it feels easy, and you got a multitude of people online telling you it's easy, people are going to continue to flood into it. Rightfully so. That's not oversaturation. That's just capitalism. That's all it is. There's still plenty of opportunity. You just have to compete. Cargo vans is the entry-level vehicle in logistics. Anyone can buy a used cargo van. It's cheaper. You can go to a dealer, no money down, and get a used cargo van with a better interest rate than a person who's going to buy a used box truck. You don't need any endorsements. Gig apps make it real plug and play. There's a lot of people that believe they can build a business off of gig. Like, you see these people come up on the channel. You don't need an authority. And when barriers are low, competition goes up. And then when you're in a society now that's people are saying, yo, quit your job, be your own boss, most people are going to flood to the things that have a low barrier to entry. Quit your job, be your own boss. It's easier to quit your job, be your own boss, and go to Ford and finance a used 8-year-old Ford Transit than it is to open up a restaurant. If you got a decent credit score, you can go to Ford, you can go to Chevy, and you can finance a $19,000 van, no problem. Download an app, and in a lot of people's mind, they got their own business. They doing roadie. It's easier to do that than open a restaurant. So when the barrier to entry is low, the competition rises. Is competition the same as saturation? Nah. Competition just weeds out the underprepared people. And the underprepared people are the people that are complaining about saturation. Rates have definitely dropped, both in the gig ecosystem, and I can confidently tell you, as far as from a 3PL perspective, They haven't really dropped. They just haven't grown. I swear to God on everything I love, the cargo van shit that y'all doing today, the rates are the same when I started doing those same accounts back in 2013. They haven't grown with the rate of inflation at all. Why? More competition. Why, if you have to look at things from both sides of the equation. This is why when people be complaining and saying, yo, they're ripping us off, I'm just like, if you were the 3PL or if you were, whatever, and there was just an overabundance of competition competing for these opportunities that you have, and there's people that can operate them and are willing to operate them for lower so that you can maximize your profitability, what would you do? That's why when people be complaining, I'm just like, dog, if the shoe was on the other foot, you would do the same thing. If you could make more money on this side, you would. If you could make more money on that side, you would. It's free market. Three PLs, gig apps, same shit. How long did you think the gig apps were going to operate at a loss? Forever? See, the thing is, most of the people that are crying saturation don't understand the other side of the business. You just complain. You don't understand the other side of the business. You don't understand the liaison, the buffer side of the business. You didn't know that these companies have been operating at a loss. You don't understand venture capitalism. You don't understand angel investors. You don't know who Andreessen Horowitz is. That's the problem. You're ignorant. So you say things ignorantly. Everybody wants to be profitable, especially something like DoorDash that's a publicly traded company. So if you know, because if you're smart and you're doing this shit for these companies and you're really understanding what you're investing in, which most people don't, but let's say you do and you knew that these companies were operating at a loss, eventually you would know the rug is going to get pulled because we have to show some signs of profitability. We need to get to a point of profitability. Why? Because we have investors. People don't invest money to lose it. They invest money to make money. So a person who understands what they're investing in is going to be prepared for the correction eventually. And when it happens, that's not going to be the individual that's complaining about shit or talking about oversaturation. Nobody during the boom complained about all this money that they were making or why they were making exorbitant amounts of money doing this unskilled labor. Let's just call it what it is, bro. Like, it's unskilled labor. You got unskilled labor, you got skilled labor, and then you have professional. It's unskilled labor. It doesn't take a skill to buy a van and grab some packages and drop them off. So you mean to tell me companies are going to continue to operate at a loss for unskilled laborers? No. The people who understand business would have understand what was going on, and they would have been prepared for the rug to get pulled. Now we're in reality. People who built businesses off of temporary surge pricing are the people that are struggling and complaining about oversaturation. The people that have been operating from a discipline, they know their numbers, they understood what they were investing in, they listen to people like me, still moving. The guys that are in cargo vans that listen to me, not only are they still moving, they're growing. Is the market oversaturated? No. Is it dead? No. Still plenty of room for growth. A lot of people want to operate in that niche, doing the things that everybody else is doing. To me, I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. That's why I stopped trying to figure it out. That's why I only stream 3 times a week now instead of 5. This is probably why I'm going to go down probably to 2. Because I don't understand it, why people complain. If I had a van or a box truck or whatever, and I saw the different things that you could do, and I'm coming into business to make money, that means I want to do anything and everything I can do to make money, especially if I'm coming in and I got my health and my strength. I'm going to assess it. I can do these things. Majority of people are doing this with this piece of equipment. And that shit that they're doing doesn't really pay much, and everybody's trying to do it. This pays more, it's harder, it's more labor intensive, but it pays extremely more and less people are doing it. Duh. But yet and still you see more people go that way. I don't know. Even in the shit that's easy, there's still opportunities, but people complain about the money. Medical carrier, direct shipper, local business to business, like office supplies, shit like that. People complain, there's opportunity there, but people complain about, like, you're not going to get rich with a van, bro. Not one van. You actually need more vans than box trucks to get rich. But I think vans are easier to manage and maneuver and hire for than a box truck. You just need more of them because the profit margin is smaller. And the growth potential is going to double in the next 10 years. The people that I see in cargo vans that are complaining are running gig apps. They have no direct contracts. They don't have anything dedicated like I tell them to do. They're not building relationships. They have no understanding of their cost, so no cost structure discipline. And everybody's lately is saying, man, Mark, is it oversaturated? No, it's not oversaturated. You just don't have a strategy. You don't have a strategy. People who feel it the most are the people who bought into this bullshit that they hear from. This is why I say don't take what people say at face value. Me either. Always listen, consume, put it in your back pocket, and then analyze it. Consume everybody. Well, why did he say this? Well, he's saying something different from that person. So let me research what he's saying. Let me research what he's saying. You know what? My research shows that this person was right. This person was wrong. Let me do a little bit more. Man, this person is more right about. So this person just bullshitting. Nine times out of 10, the person that's right, the information isn't going to be surface level. It's going to be more deep. It's gonna be statistic, database. There's going to be a lot of forecasting in there. You'll hear the experience. You'll hear the acumen in comparison to the other shit that you hear, which will probably be just basic surface level Googleable shit and a lot of hope. People who complaining the most are the people who bought vans and just don't know what to do. They surviving or they dependent 100% on gig apps. They have no plan. Now let me talk about this too. Let's talk about automation. Just a smidget. Technology. Although there's still a lot of growth in e-commerce, technology is still growing as well. Automation is here, and it's just gonna get better and better and better. Autonomous vehicles are operating in some markets. They're testing in some markets. They're going to roll out more and more and more. Now, recently, a few weeks ago, there was some back and forth between me and an individual on the channel. Not the guy who you're talking about, was another individual when we were talking from a more localized gig perspective as it pertained to food delivery. And here's where a lot of ignorance, you see the ignorance in people. And I'm not going to go into specifics who it was. I'm going to be real discreet because I just don't even want to go back and forth with people no more. It's just, I'm not having these conversations, bro. When you say things like automation is coming, people automatically think 100% of the opportunity is going to be replaced by a robot or a machine or automation or AI or whatever. No. If 15 or 20 or 30% of a specific task or job, let's say like food delivery, right? They got those robots that you might not see them in your market yet, but they're in a lot of markets. They're in my market. See them rolling down the street doing your food delivery. It doesn't have to replace 100% of humans. If it replaces 15, 20, 25, 30, 40%, still going to affect you. See, when people see it, oh, no, there's no way those are going to replace all of us. They don't have to replace all of you. If it replaces 25%, 30%, then that 30% of humans has to compete with everybody else for less opportunity. Don't have to replace 100% to make things worse. That 30% would have been humans. So those 30% of humans are having to fight for less opportunity that have been replaced by the robots. And what does that do? Drives down your earning. See, people don't think like that because they just think 100%. It doesn't have to be 100%. So you got robots, you got autonomous vehicles that are replacing rideshare. You already got it in some markets. Elon has robotaxi coming out. So people are going to be able to turn on their car when they're not driving it, and it can make money. That's going to replace, I think, Uber and Lyft because it's going to be way cheaper than taking an Uber or Lyft. So now a person will be able to supplement their car note, and their car can make money when they're asleep or when they're not driving it. Even if you want to buy a Tesla as an investment, just to put it on the network. So guess what? That's going to affect rideshare drivers who are already complaining. Because a consumer is going to switch over to the cheaper alternative. So there's still opportunity. But as time goes on, is what I'm saying. It's going to get tougher. And that's what people need to realize. Things are a lot tougher now than when I started. And notice when we talk about these things, like the other day, I can get 130, 40 people. But when we talk about the things that really matter, as far as how to navigate and how to forecast, can't even get 60 people. It proved my point. See, everything I do is strategic. Remember what I said 2 streams ago? I said, everybody want to know where the money at. But you can point a person to where the money is at, and they don't know how to get the money, keep the money, sustain. Can you make money in a cargo van or box truck? Yeah. But why most of the people fail? Because they don't listen to this shit right here. It'd be a lot of hidden shit that I do just to prove a point and it go over a lot of people's heads. Some people get it because they'll come to me in the Discord or they'll message me like, yeah, I see what you did. I just be proving points, but I don't tell you the points I'm proving. Some people catch it. The window of opportunity is shrinking. As time goes on, it's going to get tougher. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Opportunity is still going to exist. It's just going to get tougher. It's not going to get easier for you. For nobody. You have to position yourself and put yourself in a situation where you're making money. The next 5 to 10 years, technology is going to continue to optimize. And it's going to reduce inefficiencies. There's a lot of inefficiencies in humans. But it's not going to eliminate cargo vans. It's just going to be less opportunity. So you have to put yourself in the niche where where people won't get displaced. The operators that it's going to eliminate are the sloppy ones. So is there oversaturation? Absolutely not. It's just disgruntled people who can't figure shit out. It's disgruntled people who came in a year, 2 years ago, and things got real for them when the market corrected itself. Because they didn't do what they were supposed to do and understand what they invest in and continue to educate themselves and forecast. Even what we're talking about now, notice as soon as we start talking about automation, more people didn't want to hear that shit. Is it because it scares people? Maybe. Is it because people don't want to hear the truth? Maybe. But those are always the people that are left holding the bag and complaining. I don't even want to talk about this shit no more. I think you get the point. I guess I'll drop the phone. It's early. Low key is just, man, I don't know, bro. This shit is easy, bro. It's like really easy. Like for real. I just the things that people need to do, they just refuse to do it. All right, so whatever. Phone numbers on the screen. Shaking my head. Rose said, shaking my head, y'all delete messages now to control the narrative. What message? Who deleted a message? What message was deleted? Mm-mm-mm. 312-772-5483. The thing is that people don't want to do any kind of research and just want to run to people for quick information that is mostly wrong. I agree. I agree. First time I heard of venture capital was yesterday. Shout out to SD Walt. Appreciate the super chat.
Sweet.
Somebody said switch to semi or box truck. I disagree. If a person can't successfully operate a cargo van, what makes you think they can be successful in a box truck? That's just like, playing, a very entry level video game on the easiest level, and they can't beat the easiest level, and then putting a video game in front of them that's the max level, the likelihood that they're gonna flip it is low. If a person can't be successful in a cargo van, what makes you think they're gonna be successful in a box truck or a semi? Let's be honest here. I disagree with you on that. I disagree with you on that. So all right, phone number 312-772-5483. Man, this was like the biggest question I've gotten the past couple of days. Shit, I thought it was going to be a bunch of people here for that. Oh, well. Oh, well. Let's put the timer on. Where's the timer at? There you go. There it go. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. Mark, this is George. I dropped price and booking 90% jobs. Cool. Glad you listen. I don't know which person you are though, but I know I had this conversation with a couple people over the past week about going down on their prices. I don't know which one you are, but glad. Hate to keep telling y'all this, but told you. Told you. Like, that's why I keep telling y'all, like, y'all have to know who to listen to versus who not. So. Yes, sir. All right, timer up. Don't look like nobody got nothing to talk about today. Okay. Let's see. When that timer expired, then we gone. We is Audi 5000. Is the phone line on? Yes, so. It on. Somebody calling from Indiana? Yo.
What up, bro?
What up?
I was calling to see, is the box truck business really dead right now?
Who told you that?
There's a title on your program today. Well, it said cargo van.
That's the title of my program today? Oh, let me double.
Well, it said cargo van business is oversaturated.
Oh, so that wasn't me then. Huh.
Well, I'm trying to. That's what the title say right now, but I'm trying to jump in.
The title say cargo van business. Huh?
Right. I'll put in one the same. You right. I'm trying to get in the box truck business, but I'm trying to stay regional in my mind. So is it do I have to go on the road to get some money, or can I do states around Illinois? What you think?
Where are you located?
I'm in Chicago.
So what do you do now in Chicago?
I work for a chemical company out there in Bedford Park.
You said you work for where?
A chemical company.
You said a tow company?
A chemical company.
You said you want to start a box truck business?
Yeah.
Why you want to start a box shop business?
Just want the freedom, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing like close to 5 in a month. I'm trying to see if I can do better on my own, you know.
So how much you make at the chemical company?
About 5,000. Look, close to 5,000 a month.
Take home or is that gross?
Let's take home.
I mean, if you get a box truck, I mean, you could do local work. There's local work here for you to do.
Right. But like, if the I know that when a couple years ago when I first listened to it, it was doing pretty good. And I've been watching your program for a little while too. But I started seeing that the market was getting saturated, oversaturated,
It's
and
not
I started noticing that the
oversaturated.
prices on the
It's not
it's
oversaturated.
not.
No.
Okay.
Is it as easy
Okay.
as it was before? No. But it's not
Right.
oversaturated. It's
What
just not
load
as
board do you
easy.
recommend?
Huh?
What load board do you recommend?
I wouldn't recommend a low board at all. You said you're in Chicago.
Right.
What would you need a low board for?
Oh, no, no. I thought everybody used load board, like DAT or whatever.
I mean, OTR guys use low boards, but you don't want to go over the road.
Right.
What you need a low board for?
That's what I'm saying. I thought it was, I
So
mean,
you
I
know what
don't
that's
know how
telling
that
me?
would even.
You know what that's telling me?
Ah,
You know what that's telling
what's that?
me? You need to do more research.
Okay.
Because if you want to stay local, then low board shouldn't even be in your repertoire.
Oh, really?
Most definitely. See, I'm gonna hold you more accountable because you from the crib, so you should know better.
I'm dead. I'm not knowing, man. Nobody I know personally been doing it. You know what I'm saying? I've met guys. I met some guys that was doing something with JB Hunt. They was doing like they had like 3 or 4 trucks. They had like a little account with those guys. And I heard about Amazon. And that one guy came to my job. It was crazy. He came to my job. And he was actually delivering from across the street. And he was saying the two were doing about almost three a week. But I ain't really had time to see and just talk to him because we both working. You know what I'm saying? So I just been interested, seeing where to start at.
I mean, you could do local work. You don't have to go over the road. It's an opportunity here local.
So
Now it ain't gonna jump out at you. You definitely gonna have to go find it, but
right.
you don't have to go over the road.
Where would a guy like me go look for? Look, what I start looking at.
You need to find some
You know.
mixed palette shit. Curbside shit. B2C, B2B, mostly B2B, mixed palette shit. Multiple
Okay.
stops. Just
Yeah.
local shit, dropping shit off throughout the city and suburbs. There's plenty of opportunities like that, but it ain't gonna jump out at you. You may not find those opportunities on Indeed. You're gonna have to dig, but they do exist. You just have to find them.
Okay. You said mixed palette of business to business. You said B2B of business to business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, man. I'm looking into it, man. I like your show too. I don't catch it as much as I used to. You know what I'm saying? But keep doing your thing, bro. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
For sure.
All right.
For sure, dog.
What's up? Put the timer back up. Three 312-772-5483. Timer's up. 312-772-5483. I still ain't memorized that number. That's crazy. 312 772 5483. Hmm. Do I want to respond to this or do I want to just leave this alone? I'm going to leave it alone. I don't even feel like going back and forth. I am going to respond to it. Everyone needs to answer this question. Do you have hustle, not just working hard? Have you made money outside a job consistently? Once you answer that, it gives you the likelihood of success. Everyone needs to answer, do you have hustle? That's the problem right there. That's the problem. That's one of the main problems right there. That word right there, that shit you just said. Hello? Yo. Oh, they got scared. This right here. See, a lot of people think that, as long as I hustle, you know how many people that came up here and said that same shit? Struggling? Because somebody told them, man, as long as you hustle, them the same motherfuckers who don't know what it costs them to run their business. Hustle? You could hustle you could be the hard, you know how many hard working, hustling motherfuckers just done came up here failing? They willing to work 24 hours a day. That's a goddamn lie. That's a goddamn lie. Most of these motherfuckers that call up is hard working. Because motherfucker tell them, yo, you just gotta work real hard. That's all I have to say about that. A Forrest Gump voice. Let me put the timer back up. My bad. 312-772-5483. There's some hardworking motherfuckers out there that's losing right now. Like real hustler type motherfuckers. We watched a video of this dude who been trucking for 25 years, working hard, lost everything. Said, y'all taking cheap freight. That's why he failing. He works real hard. He drives 11 hours a day. But he's failing because y'all keep taking cheap freight. I'm driving 11 hours and I can't make no money. So he working. So I disagree with that, big dog. I disagree. You did. We can have a conversation on the phone number on the screen. I'm willing to have any conversation. The number on the screen. Not just working hard, have the money outside a job. Have you made money outside a job consistently? Once you answer that, it gives you. The not just working hard part is one key component. You don't even got to do with the making money aspect. Hello?
Yes.
What's up?
Just calling in the show.
All right. What you want to talk
Speak
about?
on the topic.
Just working hard, having the money outside the job.
Yeah, turn the TV down, big dog.
I didn't hear you.
You said what?
Not just working hard, it's one.
You gotta turn the TV down, bro.
You know, you gotta do with the making money aspect.
Yo.
There you go.
Hello?
Yeah, I got it on, right?
Hello?
Yeah, I turned it down.
All right, what's up?
What's going on? I just wanted to come. I was the one that made the comment about the not being able to hustle.
All right, expound.
Yeah, I wasn't saying working hard because that's like the thing that I've been preaching to everybody. Like working hard. I mean, hustling goes way past being able to work hard, because what that usually does is get people used, man. So just say like 3PL, for instance. When the ones that I've been involved with are the ones that I go to, most times the people in there, they don't have hustle in the sense that they don't understand the environment, what they're doing, what it costs for them to run their van, and how to challenge or how to get more money out of what they're doing, out of the people that are running the warehouse. So if I go to a place, in most cases, just say it's 3PL and it's 30 drivers, you might have 5 dudes on the floor that know how to go in the office or know how to get their worth for what they're doing. You know, any extra they're doing or any routes that might be worth more than what they're actually getting paid for. So to me, that's part of the hustle, knowing how to go in and work the man that's over the money or the lady that's over the money, or knowing how to be able to get extra for something that you might be doing on your route or something that got added, because before you know it, it's a lot of people just coming in the door and they're just taking whatever they're getting on their route.
Is
So to
hustle,
me,
or is that just communicating more effectively? I don't think that's hustle. I just think that's communicating more effectively.
well, it can be a part of it, because look, if they put you on a route, they put you on a route that's going, just say 100 miles from where you're going, right? And they give you a base pay and they give you a piece rate, right? And at the end of the day, you got a guy that's next to you that's not going as far, and he's got a piece rate. And at the end of the day, he's making more than you're making, and they're just giving you that route to see if you're going to take that. And if you take it, and you're not, communication is one thing, because you can communicate it with them, but are they going to can you get them to give it to you? I think a lot of people communicate.
Well, you just said that nobody's going into the place, the operations or the dispatch office to talk. So if they're not going in there to talk, then that means they're not communicating effectively.
Yeah, as I said, communication is a part of it. But I think all the way around, I think hustling, when you talk about working, of course, but I think because if you're on the street and you hustling somebody, it ain't all about what you're doing. It's all about being able to get, to sway people your way, and some of the things that you're trying to get. And I just think that's a part of it too, because in most cases,
so swaying
you are getting underpaid on your route.
So swaying people your way is hustling to you? That's hustling.
That's part of it.
So
what? The whole thing.
So what's the other?
As I said earlier,
I don't think if I'm communicating effectively, then I'm communicating effectively. That's not hustling to me. That just means I'm communicating effectively.
Okay, if you communicating effectively and you tell the people, right, I got a route, man, I'm going X amount of miles, I'm delivering X amount of this, whatever, and they already know that. They already know that. You verbally, you communicated it to them.
Okay.
But they're not giving you the money that you're worth them. That's what I'm saying.
What do you mean?
Okay. If you communicated to them, right? You got a route, you're doing it, whatever, and you're not getting paid, right? You're not getting paid what you feel is worth, or whatever the case.
So you
communicate
that you agreed to that you're not getting paid what you feel you're worth.
Exactly.
So why did you agree to it?
They agree to it. They agree to it because they don't know how to get what the route's worth.
So what is that to you?
What do you mean? What is that?
Because you said you said everyone needs to answer this question. Do you have hustle? Not just working hard.
Yeah.
Have you made money outside a job consistently? Once you answer that, it gives you the likelihood of success.
Yeah, because to answer your question, what you just said, what is that? That's coming in the door and you sitting down and they explain to you what you're doing, right? They communicate it to you, right? When you get in that van and drive, and you push that thing to clock your miles to see how far you're going, and you get out there and you deliver whatever you're doing. After the day, you have to come back after that and say, hey, man, look, you put this price down. I don't believe, based on what I'm doing, it's not worth that. And you ask me what that is. That's them not understanding what they needed to do.
Okay. That's them not understanding what they need to do. That's just them not understanding what it costs them to run their business.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not arguing with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
I think what you said, you asked me was hustle involved in it.
I'm still not understanding what the hustle, like you saying that's part of it. I'm trying to figure what the hustle part is.
Okay, I'll give you an example for myself, right? I'll give you an example. I go into a place, right? They're doing office supplies, right? They're doing Office Depot and Staples. They got both of them. Right? So they give you a base pay. They give you a piece rate, right? They ask you to do something every day, right? It's a lot of weight, right? So once I get my base pay and my piece rate, I say, hey, man, I understand the guy that's over the money, what he or she is doing, their personality, whatever the case may be. And I say, look, man, this stuff weighs such amount of pounds. I need to get X amount of dollars. Now, he or she might say no, or they might be a little bit hesitant. But if I go talk to them effectively, which I believe is involved in hustle, I will be able to get X, Y, Z in dollars, which I was able to do. So that's what I'm saying. It's just not just about working.
So you thinking talking to somebody is hustling?
Yeah, to a degree, yes. It's not the whole thing. As I said, it's a part of it.
So to you, negotiation is hustle.
It's a part of it, yes.
Why is this not negotiation? Where are you from?
Yeah, you can call it. You can call it finesse.
Where are you from, bro? Where are you from?
I'm from the South, bro.
Okay, so you say you can call it finesse. Why we got finesse? Why we just can't call
all of
it
these
negotiation?
Yeah, you can call it negotiation, but to me, I believe that's part of your hustle. Doing your job, understanding who you're dealing with, and being able to get them to do what they need to do. To me, that's a part of hustle.
Okay. All right.
Maybe my categorization is off.
Your categorization?
Yeah, maybe I'm putting the things that I'm putting on the hustle.
I don't think it's your categorization. I think you articulating it wrong. I think the vernacular that you're using is out of context.
Okay, maybe that's so. Yeah, because if I see somebody that
because here's what I'm saying. When we talk business, we have to change the vernacular. We have to take we have to take the slang and the hood mentality thought process out of it, because to you, listening to you, you're attributing negotiation to hustle. And to me, it's just negotiating, communicating effectively, negotiating.
Yeah,
listen, a white person, an Arab, just any other person is going to say, yo, I negotiated a better rate. That's why when you said you got to hustle, I'm trying to figure out where hustle comes in at this. It just sounds like we're negotiating.
We are negotiating. Yeah, you're right. It's the context,
the hustle,
and the words that I'm using, right? But yeah, it's the context and the words that I'm using. But I think the semantics, it still kind of gets you to the same spot. If you hustle, if you're negotiating, well, I'm gonna go ahead and hustle them out of this. I'm gonna go ahead and hustle. Yeah, and it's the categorization of the word. Yeah, the hustle got more to do with, I guess, with hood or mentality.
So yeah, give me an example of hustling. Would you give me an example of what you would hustle them out of?
Okay, so good question.
Since you want to use the word hustle, we just gonna look at it from a hustle perspective. We're gonna see if you really hustled them. Give me an example.
Okay. You got stuff that needs to be moved. You have a price on it, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to break down the part of the hustle, right? Mm. Pretty much nobody really wants to deal with it. It's stuff that nobody wants to do. It's either too heavy or people don't want to go to the locations, whatever, right? Mm. So you have a price set on it. Mm-hmm. Now, this is going to be negotiation too, but to me, it's part of the hustle. I see the weakness in that you don't have people that want to do it, and you need to get it out. So I come and I say, hey man, look, I see you got the freight over there. You need to get it out, or whatever the case may be. I'm willing to do it. What you want to do it for? He tell me the price, and I said, no, that's not enough, man. I can't do it for that amount. And then he says, well, all right. And come back later in the day when I finish my regular ride, or when I say, man, what you gonna do? And I have a price in my head, and we go back and forth. He agrees to the price. And I got what I was looking for.
That sounds like a negotiation that you had to leverage on. Doesn't sound like a hustle.
Okay. Now I'm gonna put a hustle part in.
I mean, are we talking?
It is
so we talking street shit. What you want to talk? If we're
No,
talking business,
we're not
it
talking.
sounds like it was a negotiation that you had leverage. They needed something done because they have a customer. You have
Okay.
what needs to get the job done right now. So that means you have the leverage and you're able to negotiate a better rate.
Yes,
Sounds
exactly what it is.
doesn't
But you have to deliver the product that nobody else
That
want to
doesn't
deliver.
like a
That could be where the physical hustle comes in. At.
no, it's not a hustle. You just negotiated it based on the leverage you had at the time.
Okay, but you got to deliver the product, right?
You worked.
Yeah. Okay.
You provided the service.
Yeah, but in hustle inside of the work,
You provided a service.
You but the hustle is inside of the work.
You're a service provider, right?
Yeah.
And you provided
what we said earlier.
You providing the service that you started the business to provide, right?
Yeah, but you admitted yourself earlier
doing your job.
That the hustle, the work.
No, what I'm trying to get you is to.
I admitted that earlier that it was negotiation. Yeah.
Okay. I don't think it was a hustle. I just think you if you see someone in a situation and you have the resources, you used your negotiation skills and you leverage yourself at the particular time negotiating a better rate because you saw a void in the marketplace and you was able to fill the void by using the leverage to negotiate a better rate.
Okay, I agree. Leverage and negotiation. I agree. You wouldn't put those two together?
No, I mean, it's based on the example you gave me. That's what I don't see hustle. I don't see where hustle comes in at.
Okay. I can agree to disagree. Yeah.
I look at hustle hustle like, man, you know, I'm on a job with you and I see you slow dragging and or I see you moving with a sense of urgency.
Okay, so you believe hustle is just strictly work?
No, we use words and see, because it's a channel and I'm teaching Black people, mostly younger people than me, how to conduct themselves as business people, right? So we have to get out of using these terminologies because these terminologies that you use out of context from a street perspective, they don't necessarily always translate into business, bro. And then what happens, you use the shit out of context.
You're right.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm not finna just have if I'm gonna have a business conversation, let's have a business conversation. But we're gonna have it using the proper verbiage.
Agreed.
We could talk street, but right now we talking business.
Yeah, agreed. But you're under the assumption that I took that in the office.
Well, you said hustle, and I'm telling you, to me, hustle is, okay, boom, I see my worker, he's moving with a sense of urgency. I see him bringing things to the truck, and as soon as he places the thing on the truck for the person who's loading the truck, he's moving with a sense of urgency to go back into the place to bring more things out. He's moving at a faster pace and with a more sense of urgency than his colleagues. He has some hustle about him. He has a pep in his step. He has a sense of urgency, some hustle. I don't think a negotiation between two people is hustle. I don't think hustle. I don't understand where the hustle is. I just see people negotiating, one person communicating effectively based on a void in the marketplace and him using his leverage to get a better rate.
Okay, so you just said strictly work. That's where you see hustle.
Or avoid in a particular situation at that particular time and using your leverage to negotiate more effectively.
Yeah, okay. That's why I was just asking you. You see hustle as just strictly to work. I understand.
No, I understand what hustle means in the context you're trying to use it in, but I don't think it translates.
Yeah, because it wouldn't translate if I took it in the office. You're right. If I took that into them and talked to them like that, it definitely wouldn't translate. I understand.
If you would have said, yo, the reason why I'm able to grow is because I'm a hustler. I got some hustle about myself. Every time they come on me for more opportunities, I always say, yeah, I'm a hustler. Yeah. I'm about it. I understand. You got to realize I'm from the crib, so I ain't no middle American. I get it, but you're using hustle and it just don't translate. To me, that's just a negotiation. There's no hustle. Oh man, I hustled you out of because if you want to even use it from that aspect, you feel like you hustled them out of something. What do you think the profit margin for a 3PL is? Let's be honest. So we use it in that context. Oh, I'm hustled them out of some more money. What do you think their profit margin is?
As far as what I mean, like all together?
If they paid you $200 for a route, how much you think they made?
I don't know, maybe 20-30% more to that.
No. Most 3PLs, they make so based off what the retailer gets, they take somewhere between 45 to 55%.
Okay.
So if they paying you $200 for a route, they probably charge $4.
Yeah.
And they getting $200. So even if you negotiate an extra $50, they still make way more money than you. They still did good.
Of course.
So is you not really hustling them? So even in that context, nah.
I see what you're saying.
So
I can definitely see that.
You want to contest it, or what you want to do?
No, I think that's just the context, and like you said, you're using the hustle. You don't see the word in that context, so no, I don't think it's nothing to contest. I was making a context, and to you is out of context, which because you just explained to me how you see hustle.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think all those things that you named need to be spoke on too. The negotiation, the ability to be. I think you mentioned negotiation as something else that you mentioned too. All of that stuff needed to be because those are the things that I was talking about, that I was including in the hustle. Those things that you just brought up. But yeah, no need to know.
But I mean, we can dig deeper too from a 3PL perspective. Even if a person went in there to talk, me understanding 3PL, a lot of people don't have the leverage to even.
Properly challenge them is what you're talking about?
Huh?
To properly challenge them, that's what you're talking about?
Exactly.
Yeah. Because, I mean, of course, they don't know their margin. They don't know their numbers. They don't understand, what a relationship with their customers.
Okay.
Which would be a little bit harder for the average person to get an understanding of, but you can get there, but
Somebody said 3PLs are not that profitable. What are you talking about?
The ones I'm talking about with all that heavy stuff, I know they make it money.
And the thing we talking about a profit margin on the routes.
Yeah, I see
in totality.
I see the comment.
Yeah, so see, and that's where people get shit misconstrued at.
Yeah, they got to be.
This is where people, and that's why I love when people say like how you plucked you out. Now I'm finna pluck him out too, because we talking about a per route. We not talking about at scale. And I specifically said, if you getting a route and it's paying you $200, they probably charge the customer $4. This looking at 3PL from a macro perspective.
Yeah, that's definitely
from a micro perspective.
Yeah.
So now I gotta go play. I'm done with you right now, unless you got something. I'm finna pluck him out.
No, I'm good, man. I appreciate it.
All right, bet.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Whoever that's calling, you can call. The line is open. 3PLs are not that profitable. We're not talking from a macro perspective. We're speaking from a micro perspective. I specifically said route. That's what I'm saying, bro. You have to process things before you respond. People just respond quickly because they're not thinking logically, or they're not processing and comprehending what is said, bro. Yo.
Hi, I have a question for you.
Sure.
I have a friend in California
Turn.
with
You
a
gotta turn the TV
26
down, bro.
foot.
You gotta turn the TV down.
I apologize. Okay, so I have a friend that has a 26-foot reefer in Costa Mesa, California. He's a brand new authority, and I've been trying to dispatch him to help him out. Also calling direct shippers, following up, sending emails, but it's pretty tough to get him some freight. Do you have any suggestions?
You say he got a reefer in California?
Yep.
Okay, I mean, what is he doing now?
So right now he's in Kansas City. I got a load with TQL. They actually came up to our rate because they were desperate, but it's the only one I've been able to get him the whole week. So right now I'm working off a
His
load board for
dispatcher?
him.
His dispatcher?
Yeah, I'm dispatching for him as a favor, really, and to see if that's something I want to continue doing. But yeah.
So you can't get him to work. You said he can't get. You can't get him no work.
Yes. It is me that is not able to get him work with the bottleneck. So, I mean,
What do you?
you have a lot of experience.
What kind of load does he got on there right now?
So he has frozen chicken. You know,
So you're only
yeah, he has frozen.
so you're only looking for reefer loads for him.
No, actually, I've been looking for dry freight that's like boxed and palletized because I can't get the reefer dirty. And even when it is boxed and palletized, sometimes they say no because they don't want to use his reefer because they think that it might have like moisture left in it or something like that.
So you got a guy who has a specialized truck,
Yes.
and it sounds like he wants to stay in a certain radius.
No, he's willing to go OTR. He lives in California and he's in Kansas City, Kansas right now.
Why did he buy a reefer truck?
You know, I didn't ask that question truthfully.
Hmm.
I mean, he lives in California, and if I had to guess, it's because California could use a reefer, but he's out of season right now. So, that's why we're trying to go the other route and get him straight box loads. But
What do you mean he's out of season?
Yeah.
No, what do you mean by that? I'm just curious.
Oh, what I meant is that at least from the research I've been doing is that right now there's not an abundance of fresh produce and frozen stuff being moved. And maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe I'm just not looking in the right place.
But what are people eating?
Fair enough. Okay.
I mean, listen to what you're saying. It don't make sense to me. You're saying it's not in the season. So when I go to the grocery store and all the grocery store, I
Okay, you're right, Mark. You called me on my naiveness. But what do you suggest that I do?
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. That right there, it's beyond naive. It's beyond naive. Is this some type of partnership that y'all doing or what?
So yeah, I will charge him just 3% of whatever I book for him. But truthfully, I want to get him more freight. So
listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know much about reefer. Never done it. I know it's specialized. Not many people I come across in content from a viewer perspective do it. The guys that I know that got reefer trucks, there's even a content creator that got one. They doing it. They doing dry shit. I don't even think they use the reefer, to be honest with you. Because if they did, they would shoot content on it because it's specialized and that market is open from a content creation space. So I have enough common sense to know that if no one is doing reefer box truck content and I got a reefer box truck, I would be the only one doing it when the views would come to me. So that lets me know something, right? So
okay.
Here's the thing. If one thing isn't working for you, do something else, bro. I didn't tell you. Did you tell him to go out? He went out and bought a reefer truck because he thought he was going to do X, Y, and Z. I already know why he went out and did it. But it don't sound like you know what you're doing either. Based off what you,
Yeah, that's why I called you.
based off what you just told me. Yeah, but based off what you just told me, like, man, out of season, fresh produce. So you just think frozen goods is out of season, huh? Frozen French fries, frozen chicken nuggets, frozen this, frozen. Bro, it's
Yeah.
being moved all year long, bro.
Yeah. Huh.
So when is something that's essential like groceries ever out of season? I mean, listen to what you just said.
Yeah. Okay.
What you just said, even if you had no common research knowledge, what you just said was like you got to think about what you say before you say it, bro.
Yeah.
I've never done a reefer a day in my life, but I know it's essential, and I know people eat every day, and groceries is moving. So when is something that's essential like groceries ever out of season? Now, if you told me something specific, like watermelons, then I wouldn't have an argument. Cantaloupes, like if it was a specific commodity, a specific thing, then I wouldn't have an argument. You see what I'm saying?
I do.
Come on, Mark. He's a new authority, and you know these bigger companies are moving a lot of freight themselves or on a 53-foot trailer. I'm sure it's hard for a box truck. I already said that. See, you guys got to let me slow cook. Do y'all want me to slow cook or y'all want me to get straight to it? I'm trying to give y'all a show. I'm trying to give you a show.
Yeah.
These people won't even let me slow cook. It's a reason why I'm asking, why did he get the damn trailer? The 26-foot reefer. I wanted him to. I'm trying to build the moment up, but you won't let me. Jesus Christ, bro. Can I navigate this ship, please?
Absolutely.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the comments.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. Y'all won't even let me get my clips in. You said this is your friend, right?
Yes.
Tell me more about this relationship. Like, how did this come about?
Okay. Basically, he bought the truck, and truthfully, I thought, well, I wanted to start a dispatching business, just dispatching owner-operators. And I started on, the load boards, and that's where I still am, because I've only been doing this for like 3 months, which is no amount of time. And I'm trying to find a way to close that gap, because load boards it's just leftovers. So I'm really now honest. I'll be honest, Mark. You just said something that it's like I just didn't need to hear it from someone else. Groceries is never out of season, so I got to find out where his truck is needed.
The opportunity,
but what that works,
you're probably not gonna get that opportunity, bro. Now I know somebody's watching there, hating on him, and I was gonna get to this point, but I guess new people, they don't understand how I slow cook, because when you said that shit earlier, I said, okay, let me slow cook this one for the entertaining aspect. Those opportunities are gonna go with a bigger truck, bro. Like the movement, let's say like of a Walmart, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have their own trucks. They use Schneider. They use JB Hunt. I think Werner is. I think they got a contract with Walmart, and those trucks are going from a DC to a Walmart. Like there's a Walmart DC here in Sterling, Illinois, and those are 53 footers going out there. Like I got homies that go out to Sterling all the time, and then they'll go out to Sterling. They'll pull that shit from the DC, will load them up with some shrimp or some shit like that, and then they'll make 3 stops local at 3 local Walmarts. The shit got to the DC from another semi truck, not a box truck.
Oh.
There's a large content creator. I'm not going to say a name. He has a reefer truck. Doesn't do any reefer content.
Okay. Okay. So if I'm hearing this correctly, just to recap, you're saying turn that reefer off and haul general freight.
Do what you feel like you need to do. But I know me, if I was struggling, I would do what I need to do to get the money. I would have been did that shit. Me personally, I'm just gonna be honest. I would have never bought a reefer. A reefer box truck. I just wouldn't have bought it. To me, and this is to me, you could, to me, a reefer is for local. I own a local manufacturing plant of frozen goods, and I got a fleet of box truck that deliver to my local customers, the local grocery stores.
Okay.
Me personally, I could be wrong, but just my common sense of understanding logistics, I don't see the opportunity for OTR reefer 26-foot box truck.
All right.
From a local level, yeah. You see manufacturers all the time locally that deliver local, like local distribution hubs. Yeah, they have 26-foot box trucks that deliver locally. But from an OTR reefer, no, I don't.
Okay.
And that's why I kind of wanted to go in the backstory to see why y'all came up with the decision, but you don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't my decision. I was only wanting to dispatch, so I figured I know a guy with a truck, so let me start with him. And
but that's where you dropped the ball at too.
Not figuring out a better niche.
You should have did the research before you said, "Oh, I'm going to do the dispatching for you."
Yeah. Yeah.
Were you in Milwaukee?
Yes.
Where's the truck at now? In Kansas City, you said?
Yes.
And then where's it going?
Don't know. The next one isn't lined up just yet.
When is that? Is that truck just sitting in Kansas City, or it's headed to Kansas City?
No, he's leaving. He's leaving. I'm sorry. I do know he's leaving. He's going to Tennessee, but from Tennessee, I don't have anything lined up.
So he just dropped in Kansas City, Missouri.
He actually dropped in. He dropped on Sunday, and he's picking up today and going down to Tennessee.
So he's been sitting in Kansas City since Sunday?
Yep. Yep.
And you just found him something today. So he's finna deadhead from Kansas City, Missouri. He's in Kansas City, Missouri.
No, he's not deadheading. He found a load 15 minutes away from where he is, or I found one on the load board, and that's being delivered to Memphis, Tennessee.
So he's going from Kansas City to Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
And then from Memphis, he's deadheading to where?
Well, right now, I don't suggest him deadheading anywhere. I would like to find him something out of Memphis.
Oh, I thought you said he was going to Tennessee. Okay, I thought you. So you found him something going from Missouri to Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
What does that pay?
For him, he's getting $1,200.
What's the cost per mile?
His cost per mile is $1.60.
$1.60?
Yep, that's what. Yeah, $1.60. Yeah.
You sure?
This is when he gave me his insurance payment, the fuel that he's been running vaguely, his truck payment.
What's his truck?
And his truck payment is $1,500.
What's his insurance?
His insurance is like the same, like a little bit more. It's like 17. Well, a lot more. It's like 17. Let me look here. 1725. Yep, that's his insurance, and then his truck payment is $1,500.
And when he came from California to Kansas, what did he have?
He hauled frozen chicken for TQL for 3,000. So, yeah.
What was the rate on that?
The rate came down to $1.85.
So the RPM they paid him was $1.85.
Yep.
To come
Yep.
from California to Kansas City, Missouri.
Yep.
And you're saying his cost per mile, what you think it is how much?
But I think it is. So you're right. We're doing it at 160 right now. So
no, you're doing it at 160. So that means I'm asking you what it is. I ain't about what you doing it as. I can say, yo, Cardi B was just over last night. She wasn't over here.
Yeah.
I don't understand. How do you we're doing it at? So you just made up your cost per mile is what you telling me. That's what you just
the 160
said. We're doing it at 160 right now. What does that mean?
Yeah, what it means is, I think you're right, Mark, is that we're shooting darts. This is what, he did most of the work. He told me that it was 160 and to not take anything under 190. But I did. I just took me 5 cents under to get him moving. That was the only.
His cost per mile was 160. You came halfway across the country for 20 cents.
I mean, it's a few states over from California to Kansas, but yeah, I hear you.
You said Kansas City, Missouri.
Kansas City, Kansas.
Kansas.
Yeah.
You got Kansas City, Missouri. You got Kansas City, Kansas.
Yeah.
I'm asking you which one. I've been thinking you talking about Kansas City, Missouri. Huh?
It's Kansas. Kansas City, Kansas.
So you don't really know what his cost per mile is.
I only know what he gave me. Truthfully, I wouldn't be able to know without looking at all of his numbers.
Fuel. What other costs he got? How much? How much are you charging him?
Just 3%.
You're dispatching him for 3%?
Yep.
Why?
This is my way of doing the research to see if, I guess he's not the best client to use to see if dispatching is worth it.
So you using him as a crash test dummy?
Yeah, but he's doing this. I feel like it's going both ways.
You using yourself, but shit, you kind of screwing him over a little bit, but he also is screwing himself too, what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Do you believe his cost per mile is $1.60? 65?
Mark, I don't know, because I haven't seen all his paperwork. I haven't seen.
I don't think y'all know what is. I don't think neither one of y'all know.
Yeah. I mean, do you have any suggestions on how to figure it out, for sure?
Yeah. Do your cost per mile. Actually do it. Is he complaining?
No, he's not complaining.
How long have you guys been doing this?
1 month. His MC is only 2 weeks old, so like
How many
you know,
he
it's
ran in this 2 weeks then?
one. It's so two now because he's going to Tennessee, so two total.
So he sat for a week in California.
Yeah, but that was because we had to get compliance stuff together. Like he had to get an EOD, and like his compliance was off. He had to up his insurance, so that took like almost a whole week, the first week. And then we got the TQL load going to Kansas City, Kansas, and now he's going from Kansas City, Kansas down to Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he really.
I mean, so we fresh.
So this
you
was,
know, we
so this was his
we
first.
don't know what
So
we're
this
doing.
was his first load then, right? All right. So now, all right. So
It's his second load, yeah.
well, the Memphis is his second load.
Yeah, the
All right.
Memphis one.
All right. All right. Well. So what y'all gonna do, big dog?
Truthfully, I'm just going to take your advice. Like first, I'll have a video call with him when he's in Memphis and try to figure out what his actual cost per mile is.
I mean, he only
since he
did,
does have two
that
loads.
was his first load, so I'm gonna give you a
Yeah.
little grace. I mean, so the $1.60 based on now he's generating some actual numbers. So
Yeah.
the reefer thing, I don't know, bro. I've never done reefer, so I don't know. To me, 26-foot reefer, I just don't see it, bro. I don't. Would I ever, if I had to start over again, would I? No, absolutely not.
Okay.
I just don't see it from a over the road perspective.
Okay. All right. It's okay. All right.
I think based on how the conversation started, I just think you got a lot of research to do, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you said, "Yo, I out of season, bro." Mm-mm.
Yeah, I was stupid. I mean, I guess I make it for good content for your show. But no, I needed to hear that though. I'm not even gonna. No, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. So I'm but we're definitely learning. That's for sure. It's a learning curve.
How old are you?
Me?
Yeah.
I am 25.
How old is your buddy?
He's 33.
Why did you guys want to do this? Like, what was the reason that you wanted to do this?
I mean, just I only wanted to do dispatching because for me personally, just to do dispatching, I thought that it would be something. It was a low entry to get into the
Wait,
field.
I talked to you before, right?
We've never talked. I actually only found your content like 2 days ago. I tried calling not yesterday, but the day before. But a load came up on the load board, and I was like, so I had to hang up. No, we've never spoken. This is the first time I've ever talked to you. Yeah.
Who were you watching then?
I was watching you on today's Wednesday. I was watching you on Monday when you went live on Monday.
Before, who were you watching before?
Just Gil 22. He has a dispatching course, and I took that course and I took my shot at dispatching. So, and since I knew a guy with a truck, I was like, okay, I'll dispatch you.
Gil 22.
And
he's the Arab guy, right?
Yeah. Yep. That's him.
He don't even make content no more.
He barely. I mean, he's like a once a weeker, because he's in the community with us every Saturday doing live calls for like 2 hours, and so he's like deep into his into helping his community out right now. So yeah, his content is.
Let me ask you this: you pay for the dispatching course?
Yes.
How much you pay for the course?
It's $97 a month.
So it's a subscription-based model.
Yes.
So why you not asking him these questions then? And why are you thinking that essential grocery is out of season and all this shit? If you paying $100 a month on a subscription-based model for a dispatch course, and I'm talking to you for free, I don't understand. No, I'm serious, bro, because this is what this is the shit that I'm talking about right here.
Yeah.
So no, I want to know.
The truth is, he doesn't have a live show, right? Like I talk to him every Saturday. I could jump in the community and ask a question, and I might get a response that day, or it might be like a day or two later. So, I mean, truthfully, I think that the community is a good one, so, and there's other dispatchers in there that can answer questions, but there is that time delay. So you are live right now, so I took advantage of you being live and available now.
So here's what I'm saying. $100 a month. What did you learn?
Just supply and demand,
Okay, clearly you didn't learn supply and demand, because the conversation started off with essential grocery, you said, are out of season.
Yeah.
So you didn't learn supply and demand. So I'm curious to know what you learned. You owe me that much, because I'm sitting up here kicking it with you for nothing.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm gonna really try to answer your question here, Mark. I'm gonna really try to answer it for you.
Yeah.
So as far as like what I learned is, honestly, I've learned more from this conversation, because you have to get live, right? Everything there is kind of like just theoretical. But what I've learned live is that the 50-foot 3 trailer is what's eating that market up. But that's not something I know until I get out here and try.
No. You would know that prior to getting out here. You don't have to be out here to know that the 53-foot semi-truck, a tractor trailer, as far as what you're trying to do, monopolizes. Like, you don't have to be out here to know that. That's simple research. So going back to this $97 a month.
Mm-hmm.
What did you learn?
So basically, I learned about CRMs, customer management systems, and TMSs and load boards, how to run Facebook ads, and just like the very simple, like the most basic things that you need to learn to get into the dispatching industry.
So Google,
how to find carriers,
Google
book loads off the load board. That's basically
the Googleable stuff, like real Googleable. How to run Facebook ads. That's what you paying $97 a month for, big dog. I'm just asking. There's no hate, no shade. You dig what I'm saying? But based on the conversation and how it started, and now you're telling me you paying $97 a month. If I would have known that sooner, I'm like, bro, the conversation that we having, if a motherfucker was paying me $97, they wouldn't be calling somebody else. On the real. You just said you learned more in this conversation than you had in, how long you been paying $97 a month?
For like 3 months.
And you said you learned more in this conversation in the past 28 minutes than the $300 you spent.
Yep.
I'm going down to 2.
But I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I didn't do my full due diligence.
Great. This is great. Thank you, bro. No, no, you didn't do nothing wrong. This is great. This is great, bro.
But you called out my ignorance too, which is just I didn't do as much research as I could have done, like coming in and not knowing that market.
The level of ignorance, it shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Not the level of ignorance that you have.
Yeah.
Like ignorance, because you still on the new. But some of the shit that you have, that you've said, is like, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Like, that shit is like beyond.
I was just making excuses. That's it. You're right. Frozen and food and grocery ain't going nowhere. We eat every single day. That was just an excuse, and I'll go ahead and admit to that. That was just an excuse. That was probably just the frustration of being on a load board all day I don't want to make excuses at this point. I really want some solutions. So yeah. So I was making some excuses, that's for sure.
Y'all, I can't be doing this like that, bro. I can't, bro. I feel like a goofy right now, and I don't like feeling like a goofy.
That wasn't my intent to make you feel like a goofy. You're helping me out.
No, I appreciate you, but what you're saying, it just validates what I say all the time.
Yeah.
But what it's continuing to do for me is further put shit into perspective for me. I'm wasting my time.
But are you, Mark? We need your help, apparently.
Here's what I'm saying, bro. I can still do a day or two a week.
Mm-hmm.
You dig? But like y'all, young people, and just people in general now, you want the easy road. And I just don't have an easy road to give you. Because this shit ain't easy. And as time goes on, it's just going to get harder. So I might as well just talk less. Me talking less creates a more demand for me. See, I really understand supply and demand. So I'll go away to increase the demand. Because I don't think people appreciate it. I think I've oversupplied to the point where it's just not even it's being taken for granted. People come to me when they're failing and want me to help them, but it's always after they've lost money, they've spent money, which is fine. But like I'm tired of hearing all these sad stories, bro. Like this shit is it's not uplifting for me. If I had a course or anything that I sold somebody, I don't have any courses. But if I had a course, I don't think like what you just said initially, anybody that took my course wouldn't have said that shit. If I had a course, you probably wouldn't have had a reefer truck. If I had a course, you wouldn't be charging 3%.
Well, I'll let you know this, Mark. He suggested charging 10%, and for me not knowing what I'm doing, as I have made extremely obvious, like I didn't feel right charging someone 10%, not knowing what I'm doing when I'm trying to figure it out. So that's why I went so low. But he did suggest 10%.
But that's what you paying the subscription for, though.
Yeah.
So if you're paying, you should be charging, right? Because you should have the knowledge. What you're doing is you're admitting the ignorance even after paying the subscription to understand it, and you don't even have an understanding of it from the market.
Yeah. Yeah.
You pay for Facebook ads. How hard is that? Just go to Facebook, create a Facebook page for your business, and boost your ads. Put money in there and boost it. Pick a target demographic, pick a radius or the people you want to target. Facebook is going to do everything else. Just continue to keep the Facebook ads account funded.
Yeah.
I mean, I never took a course on that, and I understand. I mean, how hard is that? I don't understand how hard is that to do.
Yeah.
You just fund it, put your demographic, put your the area you want to target geographically, right? Facebook is doing the rest. They know who to target based on the conversations that they're having on their phone and what they're searching and shit like that. And just make sure you have money. How much do you want to spend a day? If I was you, Big Dog, I'm gonna be honest with you. I wouldn't be trying to do no reefer over the road, bro. No 26-foot box truck. I don't see the demand for it.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
I don't see the demand for it.
I did come up with a little plan that I can just quickly, you know, it was Midwest only, drive-ins only. That's it. Like that in charge.
You said
That
Midwest.
was like the Midwest only,
What do you mean?
10% drive. As far as like where they're gonna go, only in the Midwest, because it's when I'm looking at the like little chart on DAT, the Midwest is like 90% of the time popping. You know, it's where the demand is.
Why?
Because I really think it's just people don't want to drive in the snow for the most part. But
Wait,
I mean,
stop. You think that's why the demand is in the Midwest because the people don't want to drive in the snow?
let me stop talking. I don't
So
I don't know why the Midwest is so hot, but it's when I look at the heat map, the Midwest never has issues. Like Ohio, Wisconsin, Michigan, or you know,
Why?
like them areas, Illinois,
Why?
it's popping. Why? That's a good question. I gotta go back to the drawing board. That's a good question. I don't know the answer to it.
So that means you didn't do no research. You want to dispatch, but you don't even understand why certain markets are hot in comparison to other markets. You want to move commodities and freight as a dispatcher. And you can't tell me why the Midwest is hot. And you live in the Midwest.
Yeah.
See, this is the type of education that $100 should get you. You don't understand why the demand exists in the Midwest, but you want to dispatch. You should know where the demand exists and why.
Okay.
Your dispatch course didn't teach you this?
Not why any particular market is hotter than others. No,
really?
Not that.
Say.
I mean,
so you don't say $100 a month, and
if I'm going to just keep it straight with you.
Hold on, big dog. Let me run this show.
All right, all right, I got you.
Dispatching 101 doesn't even talk about demand. Facebook market ads. That's what you learn in the dispatch course. Okay.
I mean, as far as supply and demand, he just talked about you have to go where the trucks are needed. You know, like just basic. You know, go where the trucks are needed, and the heat map will tell you where trucks are needed. It'll tell you where the demand is. As to why it's a demand, that I don't know, but I will know when I get off this call with you. So, damn, this is I can see why you're upset now. Okay.
I'm not upset.
Okay. Well, maybe I am. but yeah, you're right. I haven't done enough research.
I mean, you're paying $100 a month.
Yeah.
And you said groceries are out of season.
That was just an excuse. That was silliness.
Excuse? Nah, it's just
Oh, silliness right there.
So now what, big dog?
Well, from this conversation, what I will be doing is figuring out why certain markets are hotter than others, figuring out the type of equipment that I should be looking to dispatch.
So you guys didn't talk
And also,
equipment. You guys didn't talk about market demand. You guys didn't talk about radiuses.
we talked about, I mean, we talked about, he said you should do drive-ins, but also that if when you run your ads, if you don't get the particular niche that you researched, that you should open yourself up to others. Like
When
I
you're
wanted to
running your
get,
ads, when you're running your ads, you keep reverting back to these ads. What ads are you
yeah,
to find carriers?
yeah, to find carriers, yeah.
Okay,
It's the Facebook ad.
so
yeah.
but in order to, okay, if you're running ads to find carriers, you're selling yourself to people saying, hey, I can make you more money. I'm the solution to put more money on your truck so that you can take home more money, right?
Yeah.
How can you do this?
So
basically,
by putting
sold
the
to
hot markets on
people.
the
No, what you're being sold is how to scam people. You should be, if I'm paying to learn dispatching, why are you teaching me how to sell to people who are going to hire me to be a dispatcher that I fucking can't dispatch? Why am I selling myself and paying for Facebook ads to bring in drivers to dispatch that I can't dispatch? Listen to what you're saying. Listen to what you're telling me, bro, that you're paying $100 a month for. Hello?
Oh, I'm listening to you. I'm definitely like pondering on your message here.
Does this make sense? You're paying to learn how to place ads. So let's say if I'm looking for a dispatcher and I see your ad, and I say, all right, I'm gonna let you dispatch me. Now I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. You're paying to learn how to sell yourself to drivers to dispatch, and you don't know how to dispatch.
Yeah, what I learned was use a load board and find out where the hot markets are and have, and book them in the hot markets.
Okay.
Yeah, and DAT gives you like the rate that lane is going for. There's, I got a calculator that shows. I mean, if they divulge all of their expenses to you, what their cost per mile should be, but I find that for me it's been kind of hard to figure out when they haven't ran any loads at all what their cost is, other than what it costs them to run the truck. But I still don't know that without fuel cost, so it's not really accurate. So I got market research for those numbers. That's where I came up with the 160. But yeah, I mean, really that really was the gist of it. Was just like, hey, get a load board, look at where the hot markets are, and book people within those markets.
So the 160 came from an average.
It came from an average from it's a Google ChatGPT Gemini AI average.
So now the truth comes out. So basically, you don't know what the actual is.
I don't know the actual.
There.
Like no.
There.
I just know a few of his expenses, but I don't know the actual.
There you go. So now what?
That's a good question, and my answer is that now I would spend more time understanding why the Midwest is hot, because it is. It doesn't change on the heat.
You need to understand
how to.
It's not just about the Midwest and understanding why it's hot. It's the whole country.
Mhm.
Why shouldn't you go to certain places? Why should you avoid certain places? How to communicate effectively, like I was just talking to the guy. Did he walk you through how to communicate with brokers?
Yes, well, I'll tell you this. It came from what the DAT load board is telling you. So basically, if you know your numbers, you know what you can run for and what you can't. But if you don't have any idea, you just use the lane numbers, the market rate that DAT gives you. You're paying like the 160 for the subscription. It gives you like, oh, this Ohio to Georgia is running for like 235. So you don't want to take anything below that if you don't know your numbers.
You don't take
So I
anything
got,
below a certain number if you don't know your numbers. That's what he taught you.
yeah, he said to use the market data.
Verbatim. That's what he said.
Well, I'm not. No, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to say it
No.
verbatim.
If you want to use my time for free, I want to know everything. But we can't end the call.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Paying Big Mark nothing. So I want to know verbatim what was said.
So you're supposed to figure out their costs, right?
Did he say
But
if you don't know your cost, go with what DAT tells you?
yes,
Right there.
yes.
So,
I mean, yeah. If you,
so here's the thing: I would never tell nobody no stupid shit like that.
mm,
You know why?
Mike, I don't know shit. I think that's all. That's what this call has proven for sure.
No.
Is that I don't know anything.
Think about what was said. Take a minute. I ain't in
Yeah.
a hurry. 4 o'clock, I'm gone though. Take a second. Think about what was said, and then let me know.
Okay. So what's the question one more time?
No, it's what he said to you. If you don't know your cost, just go with what do you say again?
With the DAT lane price,
Mm.
it tells you what the lane is supposed to pay.
But
If you don't know your
if
cost,
you don't know your cost,
yeah.
okay. Now, what's wrong with that?
Well, okay. I can think of one thing only right now that could be wrong with that. Is that the price that's showing on the DAT load board? It might be what people are accepting for that lane, but it still doesn't meet your cost.
So if I was paying someone to educate me on something like what it is you're doing, do you think you should be telling people if you don't know your cost, just take this? Or should you say, you got to know your cost? Because you could be taking anything. If you don't know your cost, basically what he's saying is, if you don't know your cost, just go with what they saying. What they saying could be lower than what your cost is.
Yeah.
That's why, like, when people say, "Yo, as long as you take $2 a mile, you'll be fine." It's the stupidest shit that I've ever heard in my life. It's fucking stupid. Anybody that told you that is fucking dumb. You could tell them I told them that. Tell them I told them that. We can put a bag up, whatever they got, we can debate. Whatever they got, whatever they want to come to the table with, I got it. And I will fucking obliterate them. See, when you really understand shit, you can talk shit like that. I would never tell nobody, well, if you don't know your cost, just take this and you'll be fine. You know why? Because what if that is lower than what it costs you to operate? It's like when people say at $2 a mile, it's people out here operating at $2 a mile or more, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So how is it a such universal safe number that everybody will be successful at or profitable at? How? When everybody's cost is different. There's people out here paying $3,000 fucking dollars a month. I know people that spend $3,500 a month for insurance, one truck. Everybody's cost is different. If I really wanted to, like, I just don't care, bro. Like, I'm not gonna go run and make products and shit because I don't want to be bothered. I'm gonna let y'all continue to get sent off. I'm just gonna come over here and kick it with you 2 days a week. Went from 5 to 3. I'm thinking about going down to 2 now. Because this is ridiculous. Man told you, hey, this is funny to me, bro.
Mm.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, we kicking. I'm cool. I got another 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, big dog. It's ugly out here. See how ugly it is out here?
Yeah. Yeah.
So how you learn? How you learn in this conversation?
That I have a lot more to learn.
Nah. But what else how you learn?
I mean, if I'm going to do a recap, because I was taking some notes here, geez, I've learned that the 26-foot reaper is probably not the best way to go. That I need to understand why, like, supply and demand a lot more, understand why the Midwest is hot, understand what markets are good to go into, what markets are not, understand your cost, like actually know the real numbers. Yeah, that's I would say that was the the gist of it. I may have missed some things because you've been dropping a lot of gems. Thank you. But that's
What about
those
the
are
radius?
the
We talked about radius.
like I put the radius in usually at like 50 miles from where they house their truck.
That's not what I'm talking about.
But yeah.
Radius, but forget it. Let's forward this conversation to communication.
hmm
Has he educated you with this $100 subscription a month about how to communicate effectively? As far as like with brokers, like how do you let's role play real quick. Role play. How do you talk to a broker? Like how do you like when you see something? Walk me through it. Role play with me.
Okay. So see a lane like today, the Kansas City to Tennessee lane.
Mm-hmm.
They had this starting rate posted at like $800,
Mm-hmm.
and I typed in. I called for the wheel details to make sure that he could run it.
Mm.
So I asked him what the commodity is, if there were any lumper fees, if there was any driver assist. Asked them what rate were they offering. They said $800, and
What's the rate on
I just took the
per mile?
I'm sorry.
What was the rate per mile?
On that 800, I don't remember. I didn't write those down, but I knew it was below the 160 and below the
Stop.
Mhm. Yeah.
You just booked it this morning. And you telling me you don't know what the rate is? You only dispatching one truck.
Like I can give you, I don't remember exactly, but I would say it was like $1.14. It was somewhere in there. It was low.
$1.14. No, I
was low.
don't know the exact number, bro.
I can actually here. Let's do this.
How you don't know this and you just did it a few hours ago, bro? You got one client. Or you just didn't care to look. You going off gross. Oh, they'll take it. I'll do it for this. Is that how you negotiated it?
Well, so to answer your question, like to negotiate it, I just told him that I was looking at gross at the $2 rate per mile. So, and I knew that would be the 1,200, and they needed the truck, and they did that. But if I go back, it's 457 miles. They were only offering 800. So I could just do some quick division to give you what it actually was.
You should have did this initially. The point that I'm trying to make is this should have been done before you even booked the load. That was the point of this exercise. The point of this exercise is that this should have been done before you did that, before you booked it. Which lets me know you don't even know what the rate is. You don't know if you're profitable or not profitable. Right?
Yeah.
So what is it? Do the math.
I mean, I divided the 457 miles by the 800 that they were offering, and it ended up being 1.75.
Now, you don't know what your cost per mile is.
No.
But you think it's 160.
Right.
So even at thinking it's 160, which is, we know it's not, but let's just go with what you think. You're profitable 15 cents a mile. Based on what you think.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Based on what you think, and I'm not saying this is right or wrong. I'm not in here this is not the point of where I'm going. It's not, this educational that we're going, these exercises. I'm just really trying to see where your mind is at. What was the decision? Like, what was why? I'm just curious.
Why? What?
One reason I could think that I'll accept. I'm just curious to hear what your answer is. I'm just trying to see where you're at with it.
I'm sorry, I'm missing the question.
Because we know you didn't know the rate.
Yeah.
So why did you take it?
Because I thought it would be profitable for him based on the numbers we made up.
How did you think it was going to be profitable when you never sat and did the math until now? Hours after you booked it.
No, when I booked it, the 1200 ends up being 262 rate per mile. So if his cost is 160, that's well over
1200. You said 1200?
Yeah, 1200 is what we booked it at. That's what that's what the rate confirmation is.
I thought you said it was 800.
That's what they posted it for. That was what was, because we were doing an exercise and you said walk me through it as if you were the broker. So I saw it posted for 800.
What was the total you booked this load at, bro? Because now you're confusing me.
Okay, $1,200.
How many miles, bro?
457.
What's the math?
2.62.
Why'd you just tell me 1.75?
Because that's what it was when I saw the posted rate of 800 on the AT. It was posted for 800.
Hello?
I'm still here. Oops. I'm still here, Ken. I don't know if you can hear me.
No, I'm listening to you.
Okay. So yeah, the load was posted for 800 from Kansas City, Kansas to Memphis, Tennessee. It was posted for 800. It's 457 miles, so it came out to be $1.75 rate per mile. And we booked it at 1200. And truthfully, I just booked it off of the rates on DAT, like literally. Like it said the lane was going for at least 260. That's what I told them. They probably just needed the truck really bad so to not lose a contract or something. But so they booked it at 1200.
So how much you making on this amount?
Well, I'm getting the 3% of the 1,200. So
How much is you making a mile? What's the profit?
oh, how much are you making per? It should be 262 is the rate per mile that you're making.
Listen to the question again.
Mhm.
What was the question I just asked you?
What is the rate he's getting per mile?
No, that's not what I said. Started with a P. So you're not
Did you
listening.
ask for the percentage
You're not.
per mile?
You're not listening. You're not listening. You're not listening. I know the answer, but it's an exercise to help educate you. But you're not even listening.
Or I just misunderstood the question, Mark.
It's,
You could,
what is he?
if you want me to get anything out of the exercise,
What's he profiting per mile?
what is he profiting per mile?
You don't know, bro.
No, I was going to try to figure it out because I don't know the answer to that question. What is he
No, you
profiting
don't.
per
So
mile?
you can't figure it out because you don't know the variables to figure it out. That's the problem.
I see.
You don't know, bro.
Okay. Well, my guess is $1.02 if,
Going off what you think. Going off what you think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you think this person has taken a loss this past month?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Would you think this person has taken a loss the last week?
Yes.
The last 2 weeks?
Yes.
So you think this cost? Do you think you guys are operating at a profit or a loss in totality?
A loss. Yeah.
I can't tell you what to do as far as this whatever you're doing, as far as because I'm not gonna never knock nobody, but I just me personally, I just like this shit crazy to me. Like y'all, man, if I was like a person who just could just get over on people, bro, I mean, oh my God. I'll make so much money off y'all, man. Y'all so fickle. Y'all some fickle little people. What other questions you got for me, big dog?
I mean, I think you've answered my question, but I really was just trying to figure out how to make him profitable. And I think, like what you said before, is we have to figure out what his actual numbers are, and figure out where his truck is needed, the best places to utilize his vehicle. And I don't think that that's going to be easy at all, but it's definitely, I mean, we're willing to do the work. It's just maybe, so. Yeah, that was my main question, is what to switch, and because what we're doing right now is not working,
Mm-hmm.
Which is working off the load board,
Mm-hmm.
and calling direct shippers in California has been like
The load board. I just think you're looking for the wrong shit.
okay.
I'm just curious to know who sold. Like, I know somebody sold y'all this idea, this fucking reefer truck.
Yeah, no, and again, truthfully, like he already had the truck when, when I told him, hey, let me help you out, let's figure this out together. He already had the truck. I don't know who sold him on that idea at all. Like I was no parts in that decision. Yeah.
Yeah, bro, you got a lot of research to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot of research, bro.
Yeah.
Supply, demand, market, just understanding different markets, seasonality, where to be, where not to be. How to communicate. I know you don't know how to communicate with brokers. I know that you don't know how to not get sent off just from the conversation that we having. And the person who you dispatching for don't know either. So y'all just got a lot of research to do, bro.
Yeah.
But
how do you talk to brokers?
I don't talk to brokers. I never had to deal with brokers.
Oh. Oh.
I've always operated from a local aspect.
Okay.
But if I did talk to brokers, I would know what it would cost me to run my business. So I would know what I would take and not take. I wouldn't be asking anything. I would dictate. See, brokers know when they got food on the phone. Like you food.
Mm-hmm.
And they know it. They hear it. They smell it. It's all in your conversation. This is how you get taken advantage of. Person that knows their business, they knows their numbers, when they call, the conversation is different. They know what they want. So you gonna give me what I want or have a nice day?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
You don't know what it's costing you to operate. Your client doesn't know what it's costing him to operate. Y'all don't know shit, bro.
Yeah.
So he has to learn trucking. You got to learn trucking and you got to learn dispatching.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Hmm.
And hopefully, man, this $100 you spend in a month, hopefully y'all get into some more nitty gritty shit, bro. Shit crazy, bro, based on what you told me.
Yeah.
$100 to tell you how to run Facebook ads for a dispatching course? That's crazy, bro. You don't think that's crazy work? Why are you running ads on Facebook?
No, not right now. No, I turned those off.
But you were.
Oh yeah, I was.
So
Yeah.
let me ask you this. Since you pay $100 for a dispatching course that's teach you how to run ads on Facebook to bring in customers, you don't know how to dispatch.
Yeah.
So now these customers are gonna come in. You can't do shit for them. So then they're just gonna start writing bad reviews about you and dragging your name.
Mm.
None of this shit that you telling me makes any sense whatsoever, big dog. This is the point that I'm trying to get through your head. It's ass backwards. It's ass backwards. Before you spend money on marketing and promotion, you need to have your shit together. If I had a dispatch course, the first thing that I would not teach you is how to market yourself. If you're coming to me to learn how to dispatch, why the fuck am I teaching you how to market yourself as a dispatcher? Does this make sense to you, bro?
Yeah, no, I do get. I understand what you're saying. Yes, that you're not going to teach marketing when you need to be teaching how to actually dispatch. The dispatching that we learned though, it was just get a client so they can give you access to their load board, see where the hot markets are, and put the truck in those hot markets.
You think it's just that simple?
That is the gist of the course.
That's what was taught, and you think it's just that simple?
I was foolish enough to think it was that simple, and I know now that it is not that simple at all. At all.
Okay.
I'm learning with you that it's about like understanding where you have the leverage, and
you get a truck in
understanding
the market, then what?
I mean, honestly, when I can, there's one other guy that I dispatch for, just so you know, and with that guy, it's a little easier. He also only has a 26-foot box truck, but it's a regular box truck, and he's based out of Ohio, so we just pretty much go from Ohio to Georgia all the time in a loop. For the most part.
So you got another customer?
Yeah, I have another guy, yeah. But I haven't had any issues with him. He hasn't complained about like what he's getting, and because he's in Ohio, I mean seriously, like it's pretty much whatever you're asking for, they're willing to do it.
What is his cost?
It's kind of crazy.
What is his cost?
I'm sorry.
What is his cost?
So again, I don't know his actual cost. We've been running. We've been saying that it's 160. Like for
so
box trucks.
You've been telling him his cost is 162.
Well, again, I didn't.
I don't.
That's what the research said, and he doesn't know. Like he doesn't. I mean, I guess I can. You're right. I'm failing them a little bit. But he hasn't shared any of these numbers. I don't know what he's paying for insurance. I don't know any of that guy's numbers.
All right, so let me ask
you.
I
booked him.
How long has he been doing this?
So he's been with me from day one. So this has been 3 months. His authority just reached 3 months too. So
he just started too. So he's on the new too.
But yeah, we're all new. We're all new and figuring it out.
I already know it's new. I just so. And he doesn't know his cost either.
No, none of us know any costs. No, that's man.
And this guy,
I sound crazy.
This guy and the 3 month guy don't know his cost neither.
Yeah, I'm all right, Mark. Yeah, we sound.
We
sound silly.
Oh, chill, be cool.
Yeah.
How can you be effective at your job if you don't know that?
I can't.
There go.
I cannot.
There you go, right there. There you go. Did you hear it?
Using the sound effects on me. Yeah, I hear. I understand.
There you go, right there. There you go.
Yeah. How the heck do I figure out their cost? I guess I got to do that research. You're right.
Well,
I haven't done enough.
You're supposed to know it. You supposed to know it, so you know what to look for. If it's your job to find them loads. If you don't know what it costs them to operate, how do you effectively look for profitable loads, bro? Like, what are you talking about?
We've been doing the same BS that you don't like, which is going off the hey. We need a minimum of
telling him
2.
But your cost per mile is 162. Like y'all pulling numbers out your ass and shit, bro. Like just a random number. Like where is this random number? Like I don't understand it.
It was like okay, yeah, it was pulled from at least for on my end. It was pulled from research that ChatGPT did and Gemini did.
Been operating from 3 months number from research when you have the data it's there in real time.
Now we have the data for the other truck. You're right, and I've been asking him to, hey, let's sit down and actually go over all of your costs and see what it's costing you to run, and he's not really willing to do that. So I don't know if it's like a privacy thing. So I've
Privacy thing. How do you be successful if you don't know what it's costing them to run? What's private about it? His operation cost is $1.50, let's say. How do you know what to do without knowing what it's costing him?
we've been guesstimating.
Oh,
Like we've had the bottom line of just over $2, and it hasn't been hard in Ohio to get him, 250. Like it hasn't been difficult, and he hasn't said that he's running at a loss. He hasn't said anything about what he's bringing in. He pays my fee, and I just keep booking him. So,
how old is that guy?
Now this guy, Terry is, I think, like 40 something. He's in his 40s. That's all I know. I don't know exact age, but I know for sure he's in his 40s, like late 40s.
This is crazy, bro. This is what I be telling you. Like, this shit is easy. Like, this is y'all competition. Like, how y'all can't beat these guys, bro? This is y'all competition. How y'all not winning? Bro, this is funny to me, bro. I'm really enjoying this conversation. I'm learning a lot too. Believe it or not, I'm learning from you too. I'm learning from you too, bro.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't want to fail these people.
I'm always right. Even when you think I'm wrong, you just end up being one of the people that call back 2 months later and be like, damn, you was right. I'm always right.
That must be hard.
This is why I don't. It's easy. It's really, really easy. Just stick to what you know.
Yeah.
People like, Mark, why you don't go do this content? Talk about this? Because over here I could just dominate. Well, it's small over here, Mark. You pretty much hit your peak. Well, I'd rather dominate than go over here and have to learn and navigate. And man, I'm already I'm over here. This is easy because I know it already. Even when people are like, oh no, those some old methods, you old. It's the new generation. They have to come back 2-3 months later with their tail tucked too. Yeah, you was right. You was right, OG. I know. I just be in the cut. I just be chilling in the cut, waiting because I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
Yeah.
I know it's coming. I just wait patient. Somebody came up last week. They had to come back. He was yelling at me on the phone too. He probably watching. He was yelling at me about insurance. About this was the last person that had to come back and apologize. He was telling me about the additionally insured. I think we was going back and forth. He's yelling at me and everything. He had to come back too. They always got to come back.
I mean, what are you going to do with us, Mark? What do you,
leave y'all right here. The fuck you mean I'm gonna do with y'all? I'm gonna leave y'all. One day you gonna never see the notification go off no more. The fuck you talking about? You gonna be like, damn, well, where the fuck Mark go? He ain't went live in 60 days.
Hope not.
And then you gonna be waiting. And waiting. I'm just gonna go. I ain't gonna tell nobody. I'm just gonna do it. What you mean what I'm gonna do with you? Ain't nothing. I'm gonna leave you right where you at. We'll leave you right where you at, man. That shit crazy, man. The question is what you gonna do? You mean to tell me it's a guy that's almost 50, and no offense, don't take this the wrong way. All right? Don't take this the wrong way, okay? You listen to me?
Oh yeah, I'm listening.
You mean to tell me it's a guy that's almost 50 that got the fate of his business in a 25-year-old's hands? Is that what you telling me, big dog?
Yes.
Oh my God, bro, this is crazy.
Yeah. I am trying to figure it out for them though, Mark. I'm trying to,
No, I feel bad for him. You talk about like he almost 50, trusting you, and you don't even know. He don't even know you don't know. I hope he don't watch my channel too now. I hope he don't watch my channel too. I'm more he almost 50, and not only do he not know what the fuck he doing, you don't know what you doing, but he trusting you. He trusting somebody half his age that's on the new. He trusted somebody on the new to lead him to the water, to grace. Let me ask you a question. If you was almost 50, would you trust a 25-year-old with your business? Be honest with you. Be honest now. Be honest.
That's if I thought they knew what they were talking about, I'd give it a shot.
5-year-old that just started. Keep it a buck now. If you was almost 50, would you trust a 25-year-old that just started his business with the fate of your business?
No, and I was transparent. I gave him 2 weeks free. I was transparent. I told him like, hey, I'm new at this, so I didn't lie to either one of them. They know that I'm.
You know what that lets me know about him? He desperate to the point he'll trust anybody. He didn't go even look for experience. There it go. What I'm doing right now is I'm putting on a clinical. I'm showcasing what it is. So I'm not even using you. I'm look at his situation. Here's a person who's starting a business, who's putting the fate of his business in the hand of another person who just started the dispatch business that's half his age. Now somebody watching like this hating ass nigga, that lets me know that they ignorant. If that came across your head, you ignorant.
No, that hasn't come across.
But I'm just saying in general, because what I'm doing is I'm breaking some shit down right now. At your age, there's a lot of shit that you got to learn. One, you don't know shit about this business at all, and you saying
no, it's all new. It's all new.
And here and what makes it worse is you're paying a subscription to a mentor every month. And you don't know shit about dispatching, but you're paying for a dispatching subscription mentorship by the month. And then the shit that you're telling me that you're being taught has nothing to do with dispatching, has to do with marketing yourself to consumers to buy your dispatching that you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yep, that's the gist of it.
So what I'm doing right now is I'm just putting on the clinical. What I'm doing is I'm showcasing what we always talk about. Now I'm using your other client who's older because in 2 months, he going to be talking about trucking his trash and then he going to blame you.
Yeah.
Takes about 3 to 6 months for them to really start realizing they fucked up out here in these streets when they don't see the money growing. They just see it steadily dwindling. And then they come to the internet and he probably going to come to me. He going to blame you. This is what's going to happen. He going to blame you. He ain't going to put the blame on himself not knowing his cause. He going to blame you. You dig what I'm saying? He going to say it's trash. He'll call me in like give it another 30 to 60 days. He'll be calling me.
Right. My plan was to share this conversation with him. That's why I'm very happy that I got you so that we could learn together. Okay. All right. That's wild. Okay.
Now the thing outside of the industry as far as the wisdom aspect, since I'm utilizing the age, is going back to what you said very early on as far as groceries, essentials being out of season. See, on my channel, I always say I would never like there's nothing like a kid can tell me. And some people get mad. I've had some knockdown drag outs, but I just like to showcase why. Because that same person, he's in 30 to 60 days, he's going to be complaining. He doesn't know his cost. He's going to place the blame on you. How much you charging him?
The reefer guy.
No, the Columbus, Georgia, Ohio guy.
So that guy I'm charging 10%, but the reefer guy is 3% because I knew I didn't.
How much?
Yeah.
How much How much is the Ohio guy generating a week?
He gets 3,500 a week, like on average.
Is that good to you?
It's for me the 10%. You know, that's fine. You know, but there's weeks where there's more too. I said his highest week week was 4,000. You know, but 35 is very, very regular.
What did he get last week? Well, I know it's right. I tell people all the time the average box trucker that's OTR is doing 3,500. I tell people that all the time. The people that come in before they get in, I say that man, my favorite content creator said 8,000. No, I have the data in the average OTR guy. The average, not saying it's not some people that are generating more. Of course there are. It's people generating less. Average is about 3,500. So let me ask you this. What did he generate last week, gross?
Last week he hit his 35. He hit the 35.
Where is he? Where is he at so far this week?
This far he's already at his 35 because he's booked for the rest of the week. So he'll do just over 35. He'll do 36. So it's been just kind of, it's, you know, they're very steady, you know, but he hasn't complained. So I just, you know
what his operating cost is.
I don't, you know, if he's not complaining that, you know, I'm trying to get him to do the math with the market.
In order for you to be successful, one of the main things when you're vetting a person, you need to know. See, you're trying to build a dispatch business.
Yeah.
So when you're vetting an individual, one of the main things you should know for your customer is what it's costing them, so that you can be successful. Why? One, you don't want them to lose because the longer they're successful, that's revenue coming in for you, but you also want to increase so that you can make more. You don't know anything if you don't know what it's costing them to run their business. So as a business owner, that's shame on you too. You suck.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If I was in your shoes, I would want everybody to be making as much as possible, but I would need to know how much it's costing them to run their business. And then you know what? What's something else about the cost, bro? What I know you don't know? Say what? Say what, Mark? Say what?
What, Mark?
It changes. So that means they constantly have to do it because it's constantly changing. So that means you have to keep up with it.
Okay, yeah, the fuel will make it change.
There's other variables that could change. There's things that can happen. Breakdown, fuel.
Yeah.
Insurance renewed, higher or lower. So not only do you need to know it, you have to keep up with it because it changes.
Okay.
I'm upset, bro. Now I'm upset, bro. I don't want to talk to you no more. I'm done talking to you, bro.
All right, thanks, Mark.
Yeah, I think I'm done. I think I'm not upset, but I don't want to talk no more to you. I think I told you enough.
I appreciate it.
All right.
All right, thanks.
Sweet.
If you repair your own vehicles and you start a cargo van business with a 10 or 15-year-old van, yeah. 2015 van, 2010 van, yeah. I know people that got 2005 vans probably watching right now that are running. So yeah, absolutely. Appreciate the super chat.